KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called. And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called.
Hello everybody, if you are tuning in, you are currently seeing the footage from the toss. Earlier today we are here at the Kowloon Cricket Club, and the toss was won by KCC, who opted to bat first.
And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
We will be coming live to you soon, just getting everything set up. You're currently watching a replay of the toss, where KCC won the toss, elected to bat first. The playing 11s have been announced via our social media channels, so if you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you can find the playing 11s for today's game.
And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called. And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called. And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called. And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
And the home team is PACC, and you will toss the coin. You will call a number or flower. Okay. Yeah. Flower is called. And it is flower.
We have a backlist.
KCC won the toss, elected to bat.
Thank you.
All the best, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live coverage of Game 7 of the Premier League T20. It is actually starting 30 minutes after Game 8 due to the quirk in our schedule. That game is already underway at Ting Kwang Road, USRC taking on Little Saiwan. We'll get you a score update from there in a moment, but over here the latest news is that KCC have won the toss and have elected to bat first. I will now hand you over to our capable commentators, Matt Stiller and Matt Collins, who will take you through the team list and other associated details.
Can we get a little bit more right? No. Do you want to go that way? Okay, thanks very much, Nitesh. Yep, as he said, we're here for Game 7 of the Cricket Hong Kong Premier League T20 competition here at Cox's Doe for a game KCC taking on Pakistan Association. Must-win game for Pakistan Association. KCC obviously 3 from 3. This is their final game before the finals in a couple of weeks' time. Introducing my fellow commentator today, ex-captain of cricket here at KCC, Mr. Matt Collins. Matt, your thoughts?
Look, thanks, Matt. Look, it should be a fabulous game. Two terrific sides, both with everything to play for. As you mentioned there, KCC undefeated thus far in the competition, and really they can secure their destiny today with a win and ensure that they move into the grand final. Pakistan Association, this now becomes a really must-win game for them to keep their grand final hopes alive, but it should be a tremendous game, Matt.
Let me know. Absolutely, and we can see on the footage on your screen there, the toss took place about 15 minutes ago. Third umpire Gandhi out there as the match referee today. Captain of the Pakistan side, Tanvir Afzal, the very experienced Tanvir Afzal, ex-Hong Kong captain, medium-fast bowler, and for KCC captain Jamie Atkinson. I believe the toss has taken place. Mentioned earlier, KCC winning that toss and choosing to bat here. Obviously looking at the table, KCC 3 from 3, batting first. Just want to put a score on the board, around about that 150 mark, 170 odd last week, so 150 this week, and make it very difficult for Pakistan to chase. However, if they do chase, they're going to have to do it in some double quick time to try and make up on some net run rate issues. I believe they're about minus 1 or 2, and KCC are positive 2. So it would need to be a massive victory for Pakistan Association today to go ahead of KCC in terms of that net run rate. So we'll go through the teams if we can. Okay, we're gonna put the teams up in about a couple of minutes, so we'll just hold until then. Just let me know when you put them up. Nothing like a well-oiled machine.
Wicket. KCC centre block here, it's been completely redone in the off-season. We have seen some variable bounce here. It's the same wicket that we used last week. There was many balls keeping low, a few rearing, but I think it's settled down a little bit. Still be slow, but expect some low bounce. I think that's going to be the order of the day.
Absolutely, as you said, this was wicket was used last week, so I think some more rolling during the week should hopefully flatten it out a bit, and we can see a very high-scoring contest here today. So the teams are up on your screen. I'll go through the Pakistan Association one first. We've got Anas Khan starting us off. Bubba Hyatt, the ex-Hong Kong captain and number 3 batsman, very powerful player. Bilal Muhammad, another spinner, I believe, and a middle order batsman. Daniel Bakari, the left arm spinner, and the left arm spinner and left hand middle order batsman. Hamid Khan will probably open the batting. I think he's opened in the previous few weeks. Has played a couple of games for Hong Kong as well. Hassan Mohammed Khan, the young quick. We saw a couple of young quicks last week for Little Saiwan, so looking forward to watching him bowl today. Manjinder Singh, Manny Singh, Sunny Singh, whatever we call him, we don't know, but if he can't do it, no one can. Yeah, he's a powerful lower order batsman and he'll come in and bowl some right arm medium pace. Etisham, I believe he's the keeper, I think. Mohammed Etisham. No, he's not the keeper. Oh yeah, sorry, Zishan Ali's going to keep. So we'll go. Tanvir Afzal, as we mentioned, the captain. Yassin Murtaza, there was some question marks over his fitness during the week, but obviously he's pulled up well. So he'll come in and bowl some left arm spin and also bat in that middle order. Zishan Ali, the one we mentioned, the wicket keeper. And we've got Samir here, who's going to be 12th man today, Matt. So could you go through the KCC team for us?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. For the KCC, we've got Jamie Atkinson, the powerful right-hand top order batsman. He's the KCC captain today. Young superstar Ahan Trivedi, under 17. He's really made his presence felt already in this Premier League tournament, taking 5 wickets already in the event. Azaz Khan, powerful all-rounder. I expect him to open both the batting and the bowling today for the KCC. Also Hong Kong national captain, so just really looking forward to seeing him going about his business. All-rounder Ashley Caddy, Atiq Iqbal. You'll probably see with Atiq that he'll just probably come in and ask some questions outside that off stump. Medium pace, it's sort of wicket that might really suit Atiq, so interested to see how he goes. Chris Carter, captain, wicket keeper for the KCC. Dan Pascoe, arguably one of KCC's most important player. Tremendous off-spin bowler and really tough to get away. So Pakistan Association will certainly need to find a way to get on top of him today. Who else have we got here? We've got Jason Davidson, the Namibian nightmare. Had a few knee injury, had a knee injury there in the pre-season. Seems to be managing it well and took 4 wickets in his last outing. So really looking forward to seeing how he will go as well today. Next we've got Simadeep Singh. You'll see him probably come in around 4 or 5 for the KCC. Really top quality right-hander, so be interested to see how he goes. Only the one change here today for KCC. Rory Cox, who made 50 last week, he's been replaced in the side by Sunny Bimsaria. Great opportunity for Sunny, probably likely to open the batting for the KCC, so he'll be looking to grasp that opportunity. And finally, Wakas Barkat, we know what a great player he is, terrific all-round cricketer, one of the best fielders as well in Hong Kong cricket, so looking forward to seeing how he goes. 12th man, Jaden Botfield, and Max Cotter, 13th man, both juniors at the KCC, and great to see them getting a bit of exposure around the Premier League team. Really good to see the young guys being a part of it. So that rounds us out, Matty.
Fantastic. So as we mentioned earlier, KCC have won that toss and will be batting. We can see the players just warming up in front of us here. Hong Kong skipper Azaz Khan going to open the batting. We've seen with Azaz over the last few weeks, he's really taken his time to get going. First 20 runs coming, about a run a ball, even a little bit behind that, and really trying to play catch up later in the innings. He'll open with Sunny Bimsara, as you mentioned. Rory Cox unfortunately had to pull out of this week's game for the birthday of his child. So Sunny's been given a great opportunity to come in and has made some good runs on Saturday and for the Infidels. We'll have Jamie Atkinson, the skipper of this side, ex-Hong Kong skipper as well, coming in at number 3. We saw last week with him, I think he made 44 off about 22 balls last week and just smashed it to all parts. So hopefully the 2 boys up front can set a bit of a platform for Jamie and Simandeep Singh to come in after that and put a score on the board, Matt. So speaking of scores, what would you hope the KCC are going to try and make today?
Yeah, look, I thought the wicket last week was a lot tougher to play on. I think KCC they got 169, which I thought was well above par last week. I think really anything around the 150 mark, 160, I think that's going to be a good target. Get some runs on the board and obviously then do their best to defend. So I think that 150, 160 mark's about right, Matt.
So we mentioned this is Pakistan Association's 3rd game of the tournament. They're due to play Little Saiwan next week. KCC have the bye next week. So basically looking at the table, Pakistan Association won their first match against USRC very comfortably. But unfortunately last week when we were going around the grounds, we saw that Pakistan Association had quite a heavy loss to the Hong Kong Cricket Club and that's really affected their net run rate. So from their perspective, obviously you're going to try and keep KCC to a lowest total as possible and really try and chase it down in as few overs as they can to try and work on that net run rate. Bowling wise for Pakistan Association, they've always got a gluttony of spinners. Yassin Murtaza, left arm spin. I think Bilal will come in and bowl some off spin. Daniel Bakari, bowling some left arm spinners there as well, and they'll be trying to turn the ball away from the right-handers. Predominantly a right-handed batting team, KCC today. Rory Cox normally would open as the left-handing option, but with him out today, Singh comes in, and he's another right-hander. So looking forward to seeing what Pakistan Association can bring to the table today. Opening the bowling, I guess, the stalwart of Hong Kong cricket for a long time has been Tanvir Afzal. He comes in and just puts it on the spot, and becomes very difficult to get away. Having said that, doesn't have the pace he used to have, so can go the distance if he puts it in the slot, Matt.
Yes, indeed, Matty. And look, I think, as you alluded to earlier, Azaz Khan, one of the things that's been extremely pleasing watching him play this year is just his ability to take his time and get some balls under his belt and get feeling for conditions before really launching in the latter part of the innings. So really he's shown a lot of maturity this year, and it's been a pleasure to watch his innings a few weeks ago against the Hong Kong Cricket Club, where he bludgeoned, I think, 5 sixes in his last 8 balls to get KCC across the line in that game. It was a pleasure to watch. As mentioned also, Sunny Bimsaria, he's been on the fringes of this team for quite a while, and with the omission of Rory Cox today, who scored a fabulous 50 last week, Sunny's really got an opportunity to get in there and show us what he's got. Also Jamie Atkinson, who was in rare form last week, scoring I think 45 off around 20 balls. He's certainly one to watch in the lower order. But at the end of the day, with KCC winning the toss and electing to bat, they're going to be looking for a really strong power play here in these first 6 overs. They were none for 48 in their contest last week, and I think they'll be looking for something similar. On the contrary, Pakistan Association, they're going to be looking for some early wickets here to really try and curb the early scoring of the KCC batsmen and putting them under a lot of pressure. So it'll be fascinating to see how this one plays out in the early overs. So yes, do hang around and enjoy the coverage with us. A big thanks as well to Green Ink, the sponsor of the Premier League tournament here in Hong Kong. Thank you for your support. So we'll in just a few minutes, 5 minutes before the start of play, we'll be back again to take you through the power play and the first innings, the KCC. Another game being played here in Hong Kong today. We'll keep you abreast of scores in that game as they come to hand. So we'll do our best to keep everyone informed.
Over at Ting Kwang Road, Lil Saiwan are 28 for 1 after 5 overs. Ehsan Ayaz promoted up to open the batting with Ibrahim Muhammad today, but it was Ibrahim who dismissed. In the second over, LBW to left-arm spinner Shan Raja. Ehsan Ayaz currently on 9 of 7 with 6. Waqas Khan at 3. 15 of 16, 1 4 1 6. Couple of changes in the lineups for that game as well. Lil Saiwan, if I'm not mistaken, were without Dhananjay Rao, who had an injury last game and has been replaced by Ikram Hussain in the lineup, so they've bolstered their batting at the expense of the left-arm quick. And USRC are without Shahad Wasif, who might be injured, and they have brought in, let's take a quick look at who have USRC brought in the place of Shahad Wasif, as the Pakistan Association players are currently making their way onto the field.
Fantastic, thanks for that, Nitesh. And looks like we are all in readiness to get this Game 7 of the CHK Premier League T20 competition off for the day. Obviously a bit of an earlier start there at the other ground, it sounds like, so we're going to potentially know the result or what's going on in that game before the end of this game. Makes it quite interesting from a Pakistan Association perspective, as they're going to want to try and win this comfortably to make up that net run rate issue. And apologies for that little break. I just had to go sort the lunch orders out for the CHK lot who were tucking in behind us, as we can see here in our commentary box. national coach Trent Johnson looks pretty happy with his order.
Outstanding.
And it looks like from the short end here, the pavilion end, the KCC pavilion end, we're going to have Tanvir Afzal, the very experienced medium pace bowler. He's going to be bowling to Sunny Bimsaria, who as we mentioned earlier in the live stream, has come in for his first game of Premier League this season, in for the absent Rory Cox, shall we say.
Indeed, Matty, and look, it's going to be very interesting here to see how the KCC batsmen look to target this short end. It's a considerably shorter end, and really they've got to take full toll when they get the opportunities where the ball's in their wheelhouse and really play through the line and try and get some boundaries.
Absolutely, and I just had it mentioned to me in the back of the comm box here, Sunny Bimsaria playing for the KCC Tartars yesterday. Unfortunately, didn't last very long. Just the third ball duck, I think it was, caught in front, LBW to Matt Rafter, who, I'll tell you what, didn't he enjoy that wicket. Oh. So Sunny hoping to bounce back from that minor hiccup yesterday to go well for KCC today. So umpires today, looks like we got Venkat from the KCC pavilion end and Ian Getting the Game Thompson from the KBGC end. So Tanvir Afzal coming in to bowl the first ball here today. It's full and kept out of the block hole there by Sunny. Very good start by Tanvir Afzal. Geez, he's been a consistent and a solid performer for a lot of years here in Hong Kong. Cool time on his international career last year, I believe it was, or potentially the year before. After 10 plus years representing Hong Kong and leading them to ODI status, and a huge contributor in that team. I can see Bubba Hyatt here at mid-off. Looking lean at the moment, Bubba.
He's looking very fit, mate.
This one in at the pad, and they're running through for a quick single. They'll make it easy. Nice early call there from skipper Azaz Khan. Leg by signalled by umpire Venkat.
Yeah, although slightly erring down the leg side there, that's the sort of length I think you need to be bowling from this end. Anything too full, batsmen are going to really try and launch at it and hit it over the fence here at the short end. So that's just that short of a length area is I think where they need to be.
I mean, he's a wily bowler, Tanvir. He doesn't have the pace, as we mentioned earlier, that he used to have, but he knows what he's doing with it. He just hits the rope, moves the ball both ways off the seam, and can be very difficult to line up, I should say. Coming in again here, Tanny. This one full and knocked towards mid-off for a quick single. And they make it easily. Very early call there by Azaz. Off the mark straight away for him. Yeah, it's difficult on the uniform clothing front as well, Matt.
Yes, they're very similar uniforms, aren't they? Quite difficult.
You wouldn't want the... Should have got the memo to Pakistan about the away kit today, maybe.
Yes, very, very similar outfits.
This one full and work towards the leg side behind square. Fielder coming around, looks like he might cut it off. Pushing hard for a third, but they'll accept just a two. Very well played there by Sunny. I mean, he was out LBW yesterday to a ball swinging back in from a left-armer, so looks like he's made an adjustment there overnight and not getting too far across and head in a good position there to work it away behind square for a couple of runs. Again, whipped away here to the deep square leg for just a single.
Very nice length there from Tanvir. Beautiful Yorker.
I might just get Tabby to go up and do it at the pavilion. And this one knocked into the offside for a very well taken single. Some quality running there by KCC early doors, and that brings to a close to the first over of this this match. Score at 6 for no wicket. Oh, just off phone.
So it'll be Anas Khan coming on to bowl the second over here for Pakistan Association. Steady start here from KCC, none for 6 after the first. Azaz Khan already just looking to work the ones, get himself into his innings. It's very much what we've seen from him in the previous matches here in the Premier League, just taking his time early and giving himself a bit of a platform for later in the innings. Comes into bowl. Knocked down to mid-on for an easy one. They'll look for 2, but not there on that occasion. Bimsaria now on strike. As we mentioned, great opportunity for him today with Rory Cox out of the side for the KCC. So he'll be really looking to grasp this opportunity with both hands, Matt.
Absolutely, thank you, Matt. Yeah, the left arm spin. So we see this quite a lot in the T20 game, with the spinner coming on early with the new ball to try and get through some overs and potentially take a wicket to put the batting team on the back foot early doors. Obviously, with the ball spinning away from both right-handers here, it's a very good ploy by skipper Tani Afzal. And that one worked away towards mid-wicket. Just pushed it that a little bit, Sonny, a little bit jerky when he looked to play. Just needs to probably come down the wicket, use his feet and knock that down a long on for a single.
Most certainly. I think it's definitely a track where you've got to use your feet to your spinners, Matty. Just cannot afford to get bogged down on the crease.
Again, just worked away into mid-wicket. Element of danger in that sort of shot, playing across the line with the ball spinning away from him. Anas Khan again coming to bowl, and he's stumped him. He's trying to use his feet. He's come down the wicket. Caught stranded. Easy stumping there by Zishan Ali. Well bowled, Anas Khan. Changed the pace on that one. Little bit slower. Had Sonny in no man's land and couldn't bail out. KCC lose their first wicket, Matt.
Yeah, look, he really didn't look comfortable against the left armour there. Struggling to use his feet, in those first couple of balls there, and really just kind of walked down to that one. He didn't really commit to coming down. He sort of walked through it, didn't he? So bad luck for the young player there. But yeah, hopefully we see him get another opportunity in some other games.
Absolutely, yeah. So that brings skipper of this KCC Premier League side, Jamie Atkinson, very experienced Jamie Atkinson, to the crease. A little bit earlier than he probably would have liked, but certainly a man to come in and change the tide here for KCC.
Yeah, he's been hitting the ball beautifully this season, Jamie. Very, very hard hitter of a cricket ball. Last week he was quite dominant and really took KCC's score from what was likely to be a 140, 145 score to 169, and just made all the difference in the end.
Absolutely. Jamie coming in after the partnership set up, opening partnership of Rory Cox and Azaz of about 70 odd, and had a bit of a license and certainly took full advantage of that fantastic start for KCC. But a different situation for him today, coming in at 1 for 7. Again, this one fired in a little bit quicker that time for Anas Khan. Jamie over the years has had a couple of issues with the left arm spinner. Tends to get that front pad early doors, especially. Tends to get that front pad across and sometimes can play across the line. So interesting to see how he goes here today. As you mentioned, hitting the ball beautifully at trainings and in the nets, and obviously last week. This one a little bit slower and spinning away. Beats the outside edge there of Jamie Atkinson to bring an end to a fantastic over there. Wicket coming in his first over for Anas Khan, and the score moves on to 1 for 7 from the second over.
Yeah, look, this is a terrific start by Pakistan Association. KCC would have been hoping to get away to a flyer here, but there's been some terrific bowling by both the openers. Really been tough to get away, and obviously an early wicket there as well. So 1 for 7, you take that all day long.
Absolutely. It's going to be Tanvir Russell resuming here for his second over of the day. Bowling to Azaz Khan, who, as we mentioned earlier in the feed, he has been taking a little bit of time early on to, to get going and taking that 20 or 30 balls to really establish his innings before he tries to catch up towards the middle and back into the overs. And this one's advancing down and very firmly to Bubba Hyatt at mid-off. No run, but certainly some intent there from Azars, Matt.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, with a short boundary that we have down here at the pavilion end, no more than about 40 yards. So really got to take toll of anything that's in your wheelhouse and really try and get some boundaries from this end. It's very, very important.
And fantastic to see President of the Kowloon Cricket Club, Mr. KC Singh, walking around the back of our commentary box. Thank you to him and his team for hosting this game today.
Yes, a very keen lover of cricket, our KC. So it's great to have him down here.
And that one worked away to fine leg for a couple of runs. Tamburas just straying a little bit straight there and worked away towards fine leg. Yes, a very keen cricket observer, especially over the last few months since he's taken over as the president here at the Kowloon Cricket Club.
Yes, doesn't miss too many games down here, Matty. You'll often see him up on the balcony there, sometimes with an icy cold drink in hand, enjoying the games.
Absolutely, a huge supporter of KCC and sport in general here at the club. So, thanks to KC. And that one's cut away, looking like it'll find the gap. Nice bit of fielding there at backward point. Come through for an easy single.
You can see that wicket that Pakistan got there. It's really lifted their voice, their enthusiasm here in the field. They are up and about. They are ready for this game.
Well, let's do or die today for Pakistan Association. A loss today all but rules them out of any sort of finals chance, finals hopes, even with the game in hand next week. So must-win game, and look, a crushing victory is sort of what they're looking for to try and catch up on a net run rate issue that they encountered with the loss last week to the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Tamburas just moving his field around here, just as he comes into bowl again to Jamie Atkinson. And this one's whipped away behind square. Looks like that'll go to the boundary. Fantastic shot by Jamie Atkinson there, just whipped away behind square. Tamburas again getting a little bit too straight and into the pads, and clipped away beautifully behind square for his first boundary.
Yeah, look, that was a lovely shot there, Matty. And look, having been able to watch Jamie's career over the last sort of 15 years, from coming through as a KCC junior, you know when he's batting well, when he's nice and upright in his stance and he's not falling across the ball. And the last few weeks he's just been in rare touch. So let's hope for his sake he's on today.
Again, Afsal comes in here, and that one defended towards mid-on. Just brought his length back in his line a little bit towards the offside there for that one, Tamir Afsal. Very well adjusted after getting a bit too straight. Yeah, well, Jamie obviously had his father, Steve Atkinson, flew over a couple of weeks ago to watch him play up at the Hong Kong Cricket Club, and rewarded that 2 weeks of quarantine and long flight with a 9-ball duck. So a good chance today to go well with the extra pressure of Steve Atkinson not being in the country.
And a big shout out to Steve Atco, legend at KCC here, and also played for Durham as well.
Durham player, yeah, ex-county
very
player.
fine cricketer.
Yep, and Afsal there just seaming one away. We mentioned earlier he loves to just seam the ball off the pitch, and that one beating Jamie Atkinson's outside edge. Brings an end to the third over. Scores moves on to 1 for 14. The wicket of Sunny Bimsaria in the second over to Anis Khan stumped Zishan Ali. Exactly what they were looking for, Pakistan, to start here. So looks like we're going to have a change of bowling, Matt. It's another left arm spinner. It's going to be Yassam Murtaza, who I think he would have come over maybe 3 seasons ago. He might have almost qualified for Hong Kong now, and I know national coach Trent Johnson's been looking at him as a potential Hong Kong player in the near future.
Yeah, interesting here, Matty. I mean, Anis Khan, first over, 1 for 1. Tough school getting taken off after that.
Yeah, usually say to your skipper, just one more, please.
Yeah.
But not today. Tough school for Tamburas, but he's obviously looking to ring the changes. He doesn't want the KCC batsman to get settled against any one bowler. Obviously, doesn't apply to himself bowling 2 overs up front there, but I guess when you're skipper, you do what you want, Matty.
Yes, indeed, mate. But it'll be fascinating to see this how this works here. The left arm always tough here, Matty. Very tough.
Absolutely, he comes in and he's fired in, and he's on the back foot there, looking for a little bit of slow turn away, but that one just came on with the arm, and Azaz Khan there chopping down on it late, managed to get some bat on it.
Yeah, really looking to give himself some room there, and almost brought himself unstuck, didn't he?
Absolutely. As Yasser Murtaza comes into bowl again here, and he's sweeping, and there's a big appeal, and Ian Thompson's given him. Ian Thompson has given Azaz Khan out. LBW, trying to sweep that one to the leg side. Very difficult for us here in the commentary box to know whether that one was spinning down, but generally a definite way in which a left arm spinner can get the right hand batsman out, pitching in line and potentially spinning. Did have a good stride in, Matt, but what were your thoughts?
Look, as you mentioned, very difficult to see here from our vantage point because we're not directly behind the bowler's arm, but certainly looked to play across the line to it. Probably our viewers at home would have a better idea than we would in that one.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, Ian Thompson, a very fine umpire, an ODI umpire here in Hong Kong, doesn't make too many mistakes, so I'll back him in there, Matty.
Yes, he loves to get in the game early, Ian, and yeah, KCC now in a bit of trouble. 2 for 14.
A little bit of trouble, 2 for 14 here. The left arm spin's doing the job for early. It's going to be Simandeep Singh coming in at number 4, the very talented, right-handed, elegant-looking player, and certainly one for the situation. Just a little bit of a shout out, Matt. I've got there's some followers here from Perth, Western Australia. Would like to a little shout out to the Mobby crew, Julesy, Gritty, Debesh Batterai. They're all down there, mate, and they're following the stream and loving life in Perth.
Your old stomping ground, Matty.
Yeah, where I did a bit of little bit of damage at Scarborough Cricket Club and a few runs here and there, but certainly a few beers, Matt.
Lovely part of the world, Scarborough.
Beautiful part of the world. We're actually supposed to be there a couple of weeks ago, Matty, for the ICC T20 World Cup, but
yes,
unfortunately with the current times we couldn't make it. So Yasser Murtaza in, and it looks like it's just bounced short of second slip. A little bit slower there from Yasser Murtaza, and found the outside edge, but looks like Bilal there at second slip, diving forward, couldn't quite get his hands underneath. So an auspicious start here for Simandeep Singh in the Kowloon Cricket Club. Again, looking like that one was going down leg side. Muted appeal there from the Pakistan Association Cricket Club. But it's all happening at the moment here, Matt.
It's all happening at the KCC, Matty, and this is a big, big moment here for Simandeep Singh. He hasn't really been required to do much in the first 3 games that the KCC have won, and now he's really, really needed to put together a partnership here with Jamie Atkinson, because at 2 for 14, when you win the toss and you choose to bat, you've got to make a better fist of this power play.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it couldn't have gone much better for Pakistan Association here early doors. KCC right on the back foot, 2 for 15 here in the 4th over. Yasser Murtaza just ringing some changes. We're going to have a couple back on the leg side there. We're going to have a deep backward square leg and a man just in front of square as well. So going to be looking to target the stumps, Matt, and take out Jamie Atkinson's modus operandi of sweeping the ball at all opportunities.
Yes, he does like to sweep. The other area Jamie loves to play is over cover. It's a long boundary here today at the KCC. There's a sweep.
And then we just called it. We've just called it. He loves to sweep. We call him the janitor because he loves to sweep so much. That one behind square, fantastic in the over, much needed by KCC, and the score moves on to 2 for 19 from 4 overs.
Yeah, he's certainly, the other shot he loves to play, of course, is over cover, turning himself inside out slightly and hitting over the top. So look for him to try and play those sort of shots as well.
Absolutely, and skipper Tanvir Afzal looking to bowl his 3rd over up front here. Just wants to get it done with a new rock. Yeah. No, look, I played a little bit of cricket with Tanvir over the years, and he's a fantastic new ball bowler, and certainly doesn't like bowling at the death. He prefers a new ball, and wouldn't surprise me actually if he bowled all 4 up front here. And
well, why not if he's going well? Look, and the other thing is as well, Matty, look, he can wield the willow as well. Quite a powerful hitter in that lower order as well.
Yeah, likes to go long and likes to do it early, Matt. As Tanvir Afzal comes in again here to Simandeep Singh, I should say, who elegantly defends it back to the bowler.
Partnership really required here from the KCC. These two have really got to get their head down and obviously look to score boundaries, but a partnership is crucial here.
Absolutely. Simandeep Singh, for those that don't know, is a personal trainer, has the 2nd best rig here at KCC behind your good self, Matt Collins.
I don't think so, Matty. I don't think so.
No, he puts in a lot of time, and he spends a lot of time on Instagram. I know that for sure. This is full, and it's worked away towards final, and they've taken off for a single. Direct hit will have him short, but we've got some buzzards.
It's all happening here at the KCC.
We've got some buzzards, and it looks like they're coming back, and they make Jamie Atkinson comes back for. Geez, I think that was just 2, Matt. I'm not sure if. Yeah,
I think it was 2 in the end, but it's all happening here. We've had a missed run-out opportunity. He was gone for all money there, Simandeep Singh. He'd given up. He'd given up. He couldn't make his ground.
I mean, on that occasion, he certainly could not do anything about the single. So just turned it towards the fine leg and set off. Jamie Atkinson said to him at the mid-pitch, "What are you doing, mate? Get back." But couldn't make it back in time. Luckily, the throw missed for his sake. And this one's full and smashed a half volley to short cover there. Bubba Hyatt fielding comfortably. Elegant looking shot from Simandeep. Yeah, and just another little shout out to the Blitz nomination crew of Hong Kong Cricket Club, who are following this game with a bated breath, obviously wanting KCC to probably do the job here today to all but guarantee them a spot in the final on the 22nd. That one defended into the leg side for no run. Beautiful little spell here, Tanvir Afzal bowling fantastically. Bowling a fantastic spell here early doors, and as I mentioned, wouldn't surprise me if he bowled all 4 overs here and said over to you to the rest of the boys for the other 16 overs, 12 overs I should say. And that was a big appeal here. Umpire Venkat unmoved. Wow.
Question: was there any bat on that?
Wow.
I don't know, Matt.
I mean, Tanvir Afzal's head in hands in the middle of the wicket. Unsure how that wasn't given.
Again, from our vantage point, we don't have the benefit of seeing over the bowler's arm, but
no, we certainly don't. But Tanvir Afzal asking the question, and the hands have gone out to Venkat. I mean, the only thing I could say from my vantage point, it may have been going down leg side, a little bit of angle there, but look, Tanvir Afzal doesn't miss the stumps on too many occasions. So
he's bowled a beautiful line and length here today. He's given no width. His length has been immaculate as well.
Absolutely, and we're looking to do the same thing here. This ball for Tanvir Afzal, and he's full and straight again. And Simandeep Singh goes to try and hit that through the leg side and gets a thickish inside edge to deep backward square leg for a couple of runs to help KCC push the score on to 2 for 23 in the 5th over here. So yeah, interesting. Tanvir Afzal still with a couple of words to umpire Venkat, who is explaining to him why that one wasn't out. Yeah, may have been going down leg side there, so probably lucky for Simandeep Singh that it was at this end and not the other.
Yeah, I think both batsmen really need to be careful here against Tanvir. He's bowling a very straight line, bringing bold and LB into play. He's really giving them no width, so they're going to have to be very careful with that straight one.
Tammy. The food is ready upstairs. Could you go grab it? It's just at the entrance here. Yeah, just some administrative issues going on. One of the CHK staff missed out on an Apollo Creed, so just sending her up now for a well-deserved Islander. Yasser Murders there to continue, and Jamie Atkinson's upstairs. Just here, the doors are just here for the pavilion, just there. Yeah. Trent, National Coach Trent Johnson here just got stuck into a chicken tikka masala and thought it was of the highest order. So Yasser Murders are again to Jamie, who's playing away from his body and the ball spinning past the outside edge, looking very difficult. A lot of turnout there, Matt.
Look, there is, but I think that sort of delivery really got to look to advance down the track and get to the pitch of it. Really would have made for an easy half volley had he used his feet a little there.
Absolutely, and Jamie Atkinson walks away to square leg and has a think about his life and how he's going to overcome this difficult bowler in Yasser Murders, and that one's beautifully hit through the cover region. Just timed it fantastically, looking like he's going to get back for 2. And a long boundary down there, coming back for 3. Very well run.
Yes, Matty, that's probably the longest boundary on the ground. You really need a cannon to get it in there quickly, so well run there for the KCC.
Absolutely, to relieve a little bit of pressure that was building up there for these two players.
Certainly fighting the ball here, giving the batsman a chance to advance, but
Look, he's a wily bowler. I've played a few games against him over the years here in Pakistan, in Hong Kong, and he's difficult to get down the wicket too. And Jamie does that this time and hits him for a massive shot over. That's 6. That's gone all the way, Matty.
yeah, that's the one we spoke about earlier, where he looks to really play it inside out slightly and hit over that sort of cover region, that cover mid-off region.
Look, that was that was Simandeep Singh actually on
Simandeep.
strike. Yeah, look,
Simandeep, sorry.
it's a shot we do associate with Jamie Atkinson, but Simandeep Singh saying, "Not today, mate. You put it above my eye line. I'm coming down the wicket, and I'm going to knock you for 6 wherever I want."
And look, that's a long boundary down there, Matty. That'd be a good 75, maybe even 80 yards.
Absolutely. So interesting to see how Yasser Mirza comes back up after this delivery. Look, if I was a betting man, I think he's going to probably fire this one a little bit quicker, probably a little bit less flight.
I'm with you, Matty.
And look, they don't pay me the big bucks for no reason, Matty. He's just fired that one in. You know.
I'd like to call it a dream team, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, between me and you, mate. One of us was going to be right. So stay with us after the end of this over. We are going to go around the grounds, so just stay with us. For those that tuned in last week, it's a bit of a skit of ours. Oh, and that's spun away, beautifully bowling. That's slower that time from Yasser Mirza, beating the outside edge of Simandeep Singh to bring an end to the power play here. That's 6 overs gone. The score at 2 for 32. So we are going to go around the grounds here, Matty.
Right on the tip of my tongue.
Up at the Mission Road, the Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Beautiful part of the world out there.
It's lovely, Matty. It's lovely.
Well, I'd say it's probably Diamond Hill. No, it's Home and Tin, isn't it? It's Home and Tin. It's Home and Tin. Score over there, the score is 3 for 58. Little Siwan won the toss and elected to bat. They are 3 for 58 in the 11th over. Waqas Khan, the very talented right-hand batsman, making 25, and Ehsan Ayaz, the left-handed stroke maker, made 19. So 2 new batsmen in the crease, Ehsan Khan and Ikram Khan. So we'll keep you up to date with all the goings on over there at Mission Road, who, as we mentioned earlier, did start a little bit earlier today. So we're going to know what's going on there potentially before we see the result here at KCC. So, and I was correct, Matt. Again, yep, paying me the big butts. Tanveer Afzal will bowl all 4 of his overs up front. And Jamie's defending into the offside, and they scamper through for a very well taken signal. So, Matty, I played a little bit of club cricket in Perth, Western Australia, and usually what you'd see the skipper bowlers 10 overs up front, and then ask the 12th man to come on and do the fielding duties for the rest of the day. Can you see that happening today, Matty?
Oh, I don't know about that, mate, but he has bowled beautifully here today, Tanny. Given really the batsman very, very little to hit, and has taken the responsibility of bowling at this short end, which at times can be a difficult proposition.
Absolutely. We've got some power play stats here. So it was 1 for 32. There were 21 dot balls in that power play. So Tanveer Afzal himself and Yassim and Anas Khan getting the job done and not allowing the rotating of the strike for the KCC players. We had 2 boundaries and just the 1-6 there in the last over from Simandeep Singh. So
yeah, 21 dot balls in that power play. That's a remarkable statistic. Pakistan Association keeping it very, very tight here. As it'll be Tanveer to come here in again to Simandeep Singh. Really got to look to find a way to nudge the ball around and get some singles here.
Absolutely. As that one's outside of stump, trying to work it down towards third man, beats the outside edge. So
lack of footwork there from Simandeep Singh. He's really got to commit to that shot. There was a bit of a nothing shot.
Absolutely.
Sort of wafted the bat out there outside off stump, and really that sort of thing will lead to his downfall. He really needs to use his feet.
Yeah, look, those power play stats brought to you by national coach Trent Johnston, the CCC Jingsung hero of yesterday. Got it done with the bat and ball yesterday, and got the Jingsung boys over the line. And from what I heard, they certainly celebrated well last night. Congratulations to them. Simo on the walk down here, but can only defend it back to the bowler. So yeah, look, a key signing in the off season. Club stalwart for CCC, George Lamplau, was on the blower early, distributing cards and buying lunches to manage to get that big season off-season signing of Trent Johnston to the CCC. So congrats to them, and looking like I think they moved to 3-2. So, you know, a positive winning percentage, as Elliot Andrews would tell you.
I think it might have cost George his spot in the lineup yesterday, did it not?
Well, I did see George was 12th man yesterday. So look, I don't know how that's going down internally, but we'll have to get Elliot Andrews, the captain of CCC Jingsung, on the phone.
Let's see if we can get him on the line, Matty.
We'll put in a request. I know he's a busy man. You can usually find him at the Hong Kong Korea Club in the main bar. So I'll put in a call directly to them.
And again, a beautiful, beautiful line and length there. Really, really tough to get that away on this wicket.
Yeah, interesting to see whether Jamie, who's obviously played a lot of cricket with Tanveer Afzal over the years, whether he looks to defend out this final over, or whether he looks to take him downtown. You know, it's a short boundary this end. You can certainly make back, make it count in the back end, and he's defending.
Again, though, Matty, not a lot you can do with that sort of line and length. And although we may hope to sort of take him down the ground here, when you get that sort of line and length, very, very difficult to get away.
Absolutely, and that brings an end to a fantastic spell of bowling there by skipper Tanveer Afzal. He finishes his 4 overs inside 8, so he bowled all 4 up front and went for the miserly stats of...
It was none for 18, wasn't it?
None for 18 from his 4 overs at economy rate of 4.5, so his job's done for the day. He'll put his feet up and marshal the troops here for the remaining 12 overs.
Yeah, that's a tremendous spell, and exactly what Pakistan Association needed there, having lost the toss. You know, you want to get a couple of early wickets and you want to restrict runs, and they've been able to do both, Matt.
Absolutely, yeah. The 2 wickets there of Sunny Bimsara stumped in the second over by Zishan Ali from the bowling of Anis Khan. And then Azaz Khan looking to sweep Yassin Mirza, the left-arm spinner, was judged plumb LBW by Ian Thompson. So it looks like we're going to see the bowling of Anis Khan has come back into the attack, so they're going to continue on. Nearly bore fruit early doors. The ball spinning away, and Simandeep Singh nearly providing a return catch to the left arm spinner, Matty.
Yeah, probably on the whole, probably a little bit more confident against the quicker bowlers, Simandeep Singh.
Yep.
So this will be a fascinating tussle here.
And that one's beautifully struck down the ground to long off for just a single. Yeah, look, I think the order of the play for the next few overs here is going to be knocking the ball around, try and take advantage of potentially a boundary ball along the way. But if they can avoid any wickets for the next sort of 4, 5, 6 overs, they'll give themselves a chance, a platform to maybe go big in the last sort of back end 6 overs, with certainly some batting still in the sheds. As Anis comes in and Jamie looks to hit that through the offside and skews out to deep point for just a single.
Yeah, certainly a partnership just starting to build here for the KCC. I think these two got to the crease at around 14 runs, so they've put on about 20. They've got to be looking to score as well, though. So whilst they can accumulate in this sort of phase of the game, they've also got to be looking to put away that bad ball.
Absolutely, and that brings Simandeep back on strike. A little bit quicker, and he pulled that one down, and Simandeep Singh looked to be through the shot well before the ball came to him, potentially giving sort of pre-match suggestions that this is going to be a slow wicket and
it's a slow turning wicket for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that one sat up just a little bit.
Yeah, I feel he missed out there though, Simandeep Singh. It was certainly a shorter ball that he would look to try and hit towards the swimming pool, and he's sent back immediately by Jamie Atkinson there. I don't think there was a single there, mate. He might have got halfway there.
No, very wise call there from Jamie. There certainly wasn't a run there. So, and KCC can ill afford a run out at this stage of the game.
Anis Khan again in here to Simandeep Singh, who's playing away from his body and finding the outside edge to short third man to bring an end to the 8th over of the innings. Score at none for 36 from those 8 overs. 2 for 36, I should say. So yeah, the weather gods have turned it on for us again here, Matt. There was some talk earlier in the week of a typhoon coming through and hitting us on Sunday, but As you can see from your pictures today, it's certainly hasn't eventuated. We've got beautiful blue skies, and I'd say it's a balmy 28 degrees, zero humidity. This is the best time to be in Hong Kong in terms of the weather, and they've certainly put it on for us today, Matt.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic weather here today. Perfect conditions for cricket, really.
It is, and this is going to bring young gun Hassan Khan Mohammed into the crease, who's sporting a very cute-looking sweatband there. I think you could call it, Matt. Would you say it's?
Oh, look, I like the look, Matty.
Is that fashion? Do you think it's fashion based,
I don't
or is
mind
that sweat based?
I think it's functional.
Functional. Okay,
Functional.
right. Okay.
Yet stylish.
I mean, it certainly gives him a couple of inches on the old height, because the head stands up on itself. Maybe puts him over that 6 foot barrier.
No chance of any sort of sweat drops going on the eyes.
No. And Hassan will come into bowl. And he's whipped that, and that's a leading edge from Jamie into the offside. Look, I've seen a little bit of this young fella bowl, and he's a little bit slingy. There's a bit of a sling to the action there.
Skids on a little bit, Matty.
Skids on. He's a strong young chap. Loves his time in the gym, from what I've heard from the boys. He's always in there pumping a few weights, and got the singlet on, taking a few photos, making sure that those around the world who follow him on the relevant social media handles are aware of his gun game.
Certainly squared Jamie up with that first one as well.
Yeah, into the wicket there again. So again, pretty similar to ball as ours goes to take off there, but straight to the fielder Bubba, who was ready to throw them down if required. So yeah, look like a lot of the young kids these days, Matty. They're all over the social media, and no doubt we'll see some videos up tomorrow of some wickets and sixes. Always good to follow the Monday of the individual successes, you know what I mean, Matty?
Most certainly, mate, most certainly. Simandeep Singh here, really looking to try and rotate the strike a little bit more. He's struggling a little bit. He's getting caught on the crease.
Absolutely, and there was a bit of a muted appeal there. Nothing from the bowler, but a few of the fielders thought there might have been a little bit of a tickle down leg side, but umpire Venkat said, "Not today, lads. I wasn't born yesterday. I've seen this trick a couple of times. That's a wide ball." Matty, you would have never done anything like that in your playing days, trying to ruse the umpire, would you? Or?
Never, mate.
No.
Never.
No, spirit of cricket here at KCC is quite high. We don't entertain any of that sort of stuff. And another beautiful delivery there by Hassan. Well, the one slight on him that I've seen over the years is he tends to throw in a boundary ball and over. Bowls some absolute crackers, but does give you a boundary ball. But so far in this spell, has just hit that back of a length just outside of stump, and has made it very difficult for the batsman to even rotate the strike, let alone find the boundary. So.
And no width, Matty, and I think that's the key. You can get the length right, but the width, you cannot afford to give width here. And thankfully for the Pakistan Association, they bowl very straight lines.
Absolutely, they have. Yeah, they've come here with a point to prove, and they've certainly turned up. Again, that one just back of a length. Look to keep a little bit low as well, as we said with the wicket.
It's really, really important here that the KCC batsmen don't get too frustrated. You just feel at the moment the pressure's building a little bit on them. They've really got to work their way through this situation and look to rotate the strike. Bad balls will come. They've just got to show some patience here. One of these guys has really got to look to take the game sort of into that 15th, 17th over. Let others bat around them. I think that's sort of how I see it at the
Absolutely.
moment.
I think they're re-evaluating their scores. They're probably talking back to the players about what a competitive score here is today on this wicket. And that one's played and missed outside the off stump. Jamie Atkinson looking to flay that away behind square, and a real calypso sort of shot. Beats the outside edge through to the keeper, and Jamie admonishes himself and as he walks towards umpire Ian Thompson at square leg. And
yeah, just a little bit of a lack of footwork there, I think. Didn't really get fully back to play that through the cover point area.
Yeah, you're right. Another very, very good delivery there by Hassan Khan Mohammed, who started beautifully here today. Really picked up from where Tanvir Afzal left off.
He looks a strong lad, doesn't he?
Yeah, very, very strongly built. And that one's pushed towards backward point for no run, and Bubba Hyatt decides to fling it at the non-striker's end to bring an end to the ninth over here. The score's moved on to 2 for 39. So Matty, we are going to go around the grounds. Right on the tip of my tongue. So at the Tin Kwong Road Recreation Ground, which we decided was in Ho Man Tin, score there, Little Saiwan chose to bat first, 4 for 82 after 13.2 overs. So, look, in a match that Little Saiwan have to win to remain in the hunt for finals, they are up against it. I can see a boundary just got hit there by Ehsan Khan, who's still in, so 86 for 4 the score. Ehsan Khan on 20 off 16, definitely the key for Little Saiwan for posting a competitive score and hopefully keeping USRC to well below it, because not only do they need to win, they need a real good injection on the net run rate front, Matty.
Yeah, certainly. I think they'd be looking to get around the 140 mark from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the projected score here is about 137, so it's like you've been reading it off the screen, Matty. We are going to see Anas Khan continue, I believe. So well, that's a little bit shorter and cut away to backward point, and it fired back at the non-strikers, and we are going to see some buzzards. Bzzoop, bzzoop. Everyone loves a buzzard, and an additional run there, an unneeded throw by Bilal. I think that's Bilal actually. I should apologise to Bubba Hyatt and his family for that incorrect buzzard application. I think we'll call it. Yeah. So that one cut away, brings Jamie Atkinson back on strike.
So what is going through Jamie's mind here, Matty? What is he looking to do?
Yeah, look, long boundary there to the KBGC end. So I don't think he'll be looking to try and knock him for 6. So potentially just an indication of what he'll be looking at, just working that one into the offside, and both batsmen set off straight away for an easily well-made single. As wicketkeeper Zishan Ali just working some angles here, as the wicketkeeper is known to do. They're in a pretty good spot in terms of moving those fielders around. And this one short and hit up in the air again. We saw this last over, the ball sticking in the wicket, and Simandeep Singh just sort of caught in two minds about what he was going to do there, and only was able to pop it up. Thankfully for him, it landed about 5 metres short of the fielder here at backward point. Again short, and he's this time a little bit quicker and knocked too long off for a single, Matty. Yeah, the wicket.
Yeah, just with the level of turn that we're seeing here, I'm just wondering if Pakistan Association would be well advised to get a wideish first slip in place here, particularly to Simandeep Singh, who's sort of been a little bit tentative outside the off stump there. Another wicket here really puts KCC under immense pressure.
Absolutely it does, as Jamie Atkinson cuts that one directly to Bilal, who misfields, but not enough to cost him a single. So yeah, Jamie Atkinson will feel like he's missed out there. Short wide one, looking to thread the gap between Sunny Singh and Bilal at backward point. Oh, and it looks like there wasn't an edge there, but played and missed on the back foot.
A little bit quicker there for the bowler.
Yeah, it did. It didn't hold up in the wicket so much. So that brings an end to the 10th over. We're halfway now, Matty, and the score is 2 for 42. So a lot of work to do here for the KCC batsmen. Obviously, they've given themselves, a few balls to recover from those 2 early wickets, and I think what we can take out of this is last week a fantastic opening partnership from Azaz and Rory Cox really set the game up for the KCC middle order. Didn't happen today with those 2 batsmen going early, and Simandeep Singh and Atkinson have had to sort of right the ship and chew up a few balls and give themselves a chance, hopefully in this back 10 overs, to push the score on to, look, somewhere around about 120, I would say, Matty.
Well, look, 8 and over from here is around the 125 mark, so I think that's what they've got to be looking at. Targeting this short end, very, very important. Might be a wide ball there.
Yeah, so Hassan Khan Muhammad, the strongly strapping built young fella, has come in to start a second over, and that one a little bit wider outside off stump, and umpire Venkat very, very keen to adjudicate that one a wide.
It's going to be crucial here for Pakistan Association how well their bowlers bowl at this short end. Tanveer Ahmed, amazing first 4 overs, and really they're going to have to make sure they keep it tight at this end, because the likes of Jamie Atkinson, if they get a hold of you here, you can go for quite a few.
Absolutely, Matty, and that one's tried to be whipped away by Simo. Just succeeded in a inside edge into the stumps. I've got some I've got some more stats from our stats guru here, Trent CCC Jingsun Johnston. 36 dot balls in the first 10 overs, Matty. So 6 overs of dot balls of the first 10 overs.
Quite incredible
Yeah,
statistic, really.
you don't often see that.
And look, credit to the Pakistan Association bowlers. They've been fabulous.
Absolutely, and a key to, if they can score off half those balls, we're looking at an additional 20 runs there from KCC, and 60 odd in the 10 overs is obviously a lot better score than what they currently are on. And that one again pushed down the leg side, this time by Hassan Khan Mohammed, umpire Venkat signalling wides.
Yes, just losing his line here a little bit, the young bowler.
Absolutely, we are. Matty, I don't know whether you've noticed, I've got another stat come through. We haven't seen a boundary in nearly 5 overs, 30 balls without a boundary. Now, unheard of at the KCC, where usually boundaries are flowing because of the short boundaries, obviously, down one end, and the very quick and beautiful outfield that we have here at Cox's Road. And that one's whipped away beautifully through mid-wicket. Fielder coming around. And we can't quite see for
That's gone for
that's
4.
gone
Matty.
for 4. Yep. Look,
Beautiful placement there from Simandeep Singh.
So obviously he heard our commentary about the no boundaries in 30 balls and thought, nah, bugger this. I'm going to put an end to that stat. So Hassan Khan Mohammed getting a little bit too straight there on the pads, and Simandeep Singh just beautifully working it off towards the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Releases a little bit of pressure for
Yeah.
Simandeep Singh as well, because he's just been struggling a little bit here, and hopefully that boundary sort of gets his game into gear.
Absolutely. So look to see how he responds to that boundary. This one a little bit shorter outside the off stump, and Simandeep playing over the top of it looked like there. And
Yeah, lack of footwork there, Matty.
Yep.
Really needed to get back and across there, get himself in a really good position to play that through the cover point area.
And you stay with us, and I'll swap it. Yeah. No, I'll go. Oh, you want to go? And that's hit beautifully over the side screen straight here. We might get hit by a ball in our commentary position, so got a little bit too full there, and Simandeep Singh just punched it straight down the offside as we see the ball just return down the stairs here at KCC, just over our vantage point.
Yes, unfortunately for the young bowler here, he's really he's bowled a very loose over, Matty, and there's been some wides. We've had a boundary, we've had a 6. He really needs to rein it in here, because a lot of damage can be caused at the short end if you just get it a little bit wrong.
Absolutely, we saw then from the from Simandeep Singh that if you get too full, it's only a 40 to 50 yard hit down here towards the pavilion end. So interesting to see how he responds, pulling the length back a little bit on that occasion, and he's successfully worked that one down to third man for a single. Looks like there's still 1 ball to go. Yeah, so he'll be looking to just close out this over, Matty, after as you mentioned, a couple of wides, a straighter one that whipped through mid-wicket for a boundary, and then got full, and Simandeep Singh took full advantage and smashed it with a straight bat. Beautiful looking shot over our commentary box here.
And I think Atkinson might be looking to get after the bowler here. Anything full, I think Jamie's going to be looking to play straight through the line.
Yeah, look, they've got to look to target. I think we've seen so far it's been very difficult to line up the left arm spinners, and they certainly have another one of them in Daniel Bakari, who can come on and bowl once Yasser Mirza and Anas Khan have finished up at the far end. Again, he's full and he's bowled in.
What a delivery!
And didn't he love it too? Well, we said he needed to close out the over, and he's done so with aplomb. Jamie Atkinson in at the block hole, and he's successfully got one through his defences and taken out leg stump. Great comeback by Hassan Khan Mohammed. Really needed that, and just as KCC looked like they were getting back on top, they lose the key wicket of skipper Jamie Atkinson.
Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Great comeback. The young fast bowler, he bowled a loose over. He'd been hit for a boundary or 2, but what a way to finish the over. An absolutely perfect Yorker. Magnificent stuff. Great to see from the young fast bowler.
Okay, and with that, we're going to have a change in the commentary box. Matthew Collins, thank you very much for for sitting me through. He's going to go up for I believe it's a drinks break for you, Matt, is it? Or
I may imbibe in a icy cold beverage, but I'll be back.
Worth mentioning our sponsors at this point before I introduce our new commentary team. We've got Green Incorporated, the Premier League T20, sponsored by Green Incorporated, who do all your sporting uniforms and clothing suppliers. So anyone looking to any cricket club in Hong Kong or abroad looking to do any sort of new uniforms, please contact Green Incorporated, who are a very proud sponsor here of the CHK Premier League T20. And with that, I would like to introduce stalwart KCC member, ex-Hong Kong captain and player, mean fast bowler, used to get it through at above 140 from what I was told, Afsal Haidar. Afsal, welcome.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
A round of applause even from our CHK staff. So, Afsal, talk me through. You've been watching the game obviously from afar. How have you seen it gone in the first sort of 11 overs?
I think the wicket is because they've been using same wicket for last 3 matches. The wicket has been slow. Spinners, they bowl very well in good area. Was not easy to basically come under the ball, hit, and that's their strength as well. They have like genuine left-arm spinner who played a lot of first-class cricket in Pakistan.
Is this Bukhari?
Yeah, Daniel Bukhari.
So we've got a change of bowling here. Daniel Bukhari. Afsal, what can you tell us about Daniel?
He was very good batsman, and the last few years he's been concentrating on bowling because he couldn't get a decent batting number in the club because they have so many batsmen on top order batsmen like Zishan and Tanveer Afzal himself have been opening for the short format, and then they have Yasim Murtaza who's been all-rounder.
Absolutely, as he comes in and bowls some off spin, and there's a big appeal there, but it looks like that was going down the leg side as signalled by Ian Thompson. So with all the hoorah of talking through sponsors and commentary team people, we missed that Wakas Barkat has joined Simandeep Singh out in the middle, batting it today at number 5, coach here at the KCC, puts in a lot of time. He's been having some hits. Actually, looking over to our stats guru today, Trent Johnson, I think he had a hit during the week with Trent, and from all reports struck them beautifully. So he's a very aggressive batsman, and that one's carved through the offside. Beautiful bit of fielding out on the boundary, prevented the 4 and kept him to just 2 runs. So, well, we can see some early intent from Wakas Barkat there, just full outside off stump and blaze through the offside. And that one's hit firmly back to Daniel Bukhari from Wakas Barkat. Obviously, Afsal, you know Wakas quite well for a lot of years.
He's very good on basically in the middle order and for the spinners. I think it's a very good move. He'll be very useful for next 7-8 overs if he stays in and go through the situation.
Absolutely, as that one's turned into the leg side for a single to bring an end to the 12th over there for Daniel Bukhari. The score's moved on to 3 for 59. So, look, a little bit of a comeback there. A 41-run partnership from Jamie Atkinson and Simandeep Singh to move the score on and give KCC an opportunity to set up a bit of a platform to finish off their last 8 overs here. And Afsal, what sort of score do you think they're going to be looking at?
Well, I still think 140.
140, okay.
We do have a batsman.
They're going to have to get going, Affy.
Yeah, but they have no choice.
Yeah, true.
Even though there's very good spin attack here and the wicket is very, very slow. A bit slow, turning as well. So, but I think especially Wakas, he can play the spinner, and Simandeep having good time after 3 matches. Anas Khan is now.
Okay, so a change of ends.
Spinner.
Yeah, change of ends here from Anas Khan. He's now going to bowl from the short end. So, obviously, we've seen with the wicket spinning and holding up. It'll be interesting to see whether.
It's not Anas. What he's doing is a medium, right?
It is Anas, yeah.
Why is it taking so long run up? Yes, him.
Yeah, this is Anas Khan. We were just a little bit unsure, but so obviously we've got the short boundary here to the KCC pavilion end. So interesting to see whether Simandeep Singh and Wakas Barkat choose to target the short end, and they're going to have to take a risk. They're going to have to come down the wicket and look to play with a straight bat, but it is very short, as that one's worked into the leg side for a single. Yeah, it's great to see the families down here at KCC today. There's a large contingent of people on the balcony watching today's play. I can see a family behind me today walking obviously on their way to the swimming pool. Looks like maybe the children's playground. Beautiful spot over there as they scamper through for a single. Yeah, great family club down here at KCC, and a huge amount of interest in the match. I believe we've got it on in the bar today, so those in there making sure they're not too dehydrated can follow the game. So. Thank you. As the drinks team just walks past me here and deposits one in front of me. Thank you very much for that, sir. And he's gone big, and it looks like he's got enough of it. I mean, look, Matt, Afsar, that's what we're talking about. Yep. It's a short bounce. He's got none of that. That's gone 45 yards, maybe 50 tops, and it's cleared the boundary by 15 yards. So, really short boundaries. A big risk here by skipper Tanvir Afsar to bring on the left-arm spinner from the short end. For his sake, let's hope it doesn't backfire. But Simandeep Singh making his intentions clear here, using his feet again there to knock it down to long on for one, Afsal.
Yeah, he's looking really good today. He was struggling last 3 matches, but good thing that he's playing spinner very well. Normally he's good on medium paces.
Absolutely. Oh, and that's bowled into the wicket, some turn and some bounce. Bit of a spitting cobra there, Matty.
Yes, indeed. Again, slow bounce, but that one sat up and quite difficult there for PACC to get that one away.
And that brings an end to the 13th over. The score's moved on to 3 for 69. So good over there from KCC with 10 runs being scored off it. For those that were tuning in earlier, we won't do it now, but we are going to organise a call with skipper of CCC Jingsung, Elliot Andrews, to discuss the controversial 12th man duties of club stalwart George Lamplauer. So stay tuned in the mid-innings break for a call with skipper Elliot Andrews. Could be quite humorous, and look, there's some questions that need answering, and he's going to bring them for you. So Daniel Bakari continues, pushes that one through a bit quicker, and that's.
I think he's the bowler they should go after, because he's bowling well this season, but he's not been regular bowler for the last few years. I think he's a new bowler. He used to be part-time bowler last few years, so I saw in a previous match he bowled really well against Hong Kong Cricket Club.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, we've seen spin doing the job today. KCC have their own spinners as well. I think Ahan Trivedi, Wakas Barkat, Dan Pascoe. So they'll be looking to do the same sort of job that the Pakistan spinners have been doing today, as Simandeep Singh just works that into short third man for a well taken single. So he moves on to 37 now. That is for Simandeep Singh, really holding this innings together for KCC. And that's going to be called wide down the leg side from umpire Ian Thompson. Wakas Barkat just looking to almost lap sweep that to the short end, but couldn't make any contact.
Certainly the right shot to play there.
Absolutely, yeah.
But couldn't quite execute.
Again, that one's hit and misfielded. It looks like they're going to scamper through for a single. The bowler would be disappointed with his work there. Let off a bit of a let off there for Wakas.
Off the shin bone, perhaps.
Yeah, it's not football, mate. You've got to use your hands.
But why we are playing on the same wicket in 3 weeks in a row? But that's another question from you. You are the director of cricket in the club.
Yeah, look, I spoke to the groundsman Joel Cheng, who does an amazing job here. He's obviously just relayed the whole wicket. Given we're in the Premier League and the size of the boundaries, and that looks like it might have come off the cue end of the bat there. It was a
cue stick,
bit of chalk. Usually we ask for some chalk there, don't we? But end of the over there, none for 72. So fantastic over. Just three from that over. Yeah. So look, speaking to Joel Cheng, he sort of mentioned with the size of the boundaries here, we can only really play on sort of 2 wickets, one either side of the AstroTurf. You'll be able to see on your screens there. Historically, obviously, KCC has always had the AstroTurf in the middle, and that's because over the years we've always hosted the the Hong Kong Sixers. The international sixes, so we needed the wicket in the middle, so it's the longest boundary for the sixes. If you go up to somewhere like the Cricket Club or Mission Road, their AstroTurf is actually on the outside, so we get an extra sort of turf wicket. So, and that one's hit. Looks like we might be in for the game, and that's gone for six, I believe. That's 6 runs. I mean, Matty, that's gone about 30 yards.
Well, look, in fairness, it's probably gone
maybe
45,
40, maybe 40.
just clearing the rope there.
I think the smallest end we have here 47
is the straight
and 47,
one here.
So that's like bigger than 47.
47. Okay, so we hit 48 yards, that one. Wakas Barkat going inside out to Yasin Mirza, the spinner, and putting pressure on him. First ball of the over, inside out for 6. So great start to the over by KCC.
Ooh.
This one's inside edged, and it looks like it might be a run out if he hits.
Wow.
Wow, it was all happening there,
It's
mate.
all happening here at the KCC.
Yeah, that one gone to cut away and just got a bottom edge through the keeper's legs, and he scurried after it and turned on the throw, and interesting to see whether he would have been short. So our stats guru has come through here with another beaut. Only 2 overs of this 14 overs that have been bowled have conceded more than 10 runs. And that's hit high. It looks like another 6. Oh my, that's high. That's 6. A massive hit by Simandeep Singh. Shorter into the wicket by Yasin Mirza. Held up. Simandeep's had a few of those today, which he hasn't quite been able to line up. But that one hit over long on for 6. Beautiful shot. 2 6s in this over so far for KCC.
It was due big time. He's been struggling for last few matches, so today maybe his day. Already on 43.
Absolutely, and that stat again from our stats guru, only 2 overs. Well, now it's 3, because we've just seen two big 6s within the first 3 balls of this over. So fantastic by Simandeep Singh and for KCC to put them up towards a competitive total, which, Astal, you called earlier 140. I think you might be quite close, mate.
Well, that's the KCC. You can expect one good batsman played 2 good overs, and that's where we're talking like 35-40 runs. And we have at least 3 more overs from this end.
Absolutely. So it's the short end they're going to be wanting to target. I think we mentioned in the feed last week. I played some games here where I've seen batsmen literally just try and get a single when hitting to the long end, and then try and hit every ball for 6 from this end, right? So you're targeting the short boundary. But Yasin's a very wily, experienced cricketer. He'll know what to do here. Interesting to see what he goes with. That one a bit quicker and spinning away, and that's edged towards short third man for a single. Wicketkeeper Zishan Ali not entirely impressed with a bit of fielding there, but looked to be a pretty comfortable single.
And if so, where do you think Barkat will be looking to go here?
Well, he's always inside out, extra cover, long off. He's very good in those areas.
That one's cut away to backward point for an easy single.
Again, yeah. How come they're not playing Sunny Singh? He's one of the quick fast bowlers.
I believe Sunny Singh's in the team, but I haven't seen him bowling yet.
That's what I'm saying. The short end is very ideal for a medium pacer to bowl from this end instead of spinner.
Absolutely,
Doesn't matter how good spinners you are, but when batsmen always have a better idea to hit on a short end. They always can take risks.
Agreed. Obviously looking at the spinners maybe doing the job. So that brings an end to the 15th over. We got 5 overs to go here, so it's almost go time for KCC, and the score is 3 for 87. We are going to go around the grounds. Right on the tip of my tongue. So over at Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground, and for those who didn't know, that's in Ho Man Tin. 139 for 4 off 18.2 overs. So Ehsan Khan has really put his foot down here. He is 58 from 35 balls with 3 4s and 3 6s, leading the way, the skipper there for Little Saiwan. So 10 balls to go, 139 for 4. Interesting to see what they finish up with there. As Wakas Barkat is caught on the boundary, sweeping here. A little bit unlucky, you would say. Got down into the sweep shot and sweeped it sort of behind deep sort of backward square, and the fielder there on the boundary, I can't quite make out who that is.
Went straight to him, Matty.
Didn't really have to move, did he? Yeah, but took it fairly comfortably, actually.
Very good catch.
Very, very easy catch, and very good catch, I should say. And that not really what KCC wanted at that point when they were just putting together a little bit of a partnership. Wakas Barkart goes for 14. And it looks like we are going to see
Chris Carter?
Chris the Carter. Okay, Chris Pennycoat Carter is what we've been calling him recently.
Was he sporting the towel today?
Well, we did have a few viewers last week who were very interested to see that Chris Carter was wearing a towel whilst keeping and batting,
Still has it.
which seemed a little bit unnecessary. And look, chatting to him during the week, we did confirm it was completely for aesthetics looking. There is no actual use of that towel whatsoever. So he's purely doing it to try and look the part.
Well, he's still having one this time.
And he's still got it. Yeah, we can see it. Look,
Yeah.
it looks to be tucked in the back there.
Yeah.
Slightly to the left. Would you call that left cheek, Matt?
Left cheek.
Yeah, that's fully covering the left cheek today. So I believe last week, I'd have to go back and check the tape, but it may well have been covering the right cheek last week. We'll have to go back and check that. Short one there is pulled, you would call it, a straight pull shot to long on for a single. So he's underway. Yeah, we will go back and check the tape on which cheek it was covering last week, because I think that's important information that all the viewers want to know. And that one's hit back to the bowler, just one of those ones where it might have been a crowd catch, Matty.
Yes, indeed. Look, Simandeep Singh here, he's really got to carry this innings home here for the KCC. Others coming in are going to have to bat around him, and look, he should really be looking at batting the full complement of overs here.
Absolutely, he's really anchored the innings here, and that one was cut away directly to backward point, and Simandeep Singh sent back by Captain Chris Carter, as he is a pilot, not so much the captain of the team.
And just in terms of the batting order here, Matty, would you be looking at bringing in the Namibian Nightmare next?
Well,
Davidson.
I mean, you've got to give the people what they want to see, and there's a good cohort of supporters on the balcony today, really keen to watch the Namibian Nightmare go at the Pakistan Association batsman later on. But as we do know, he does hit a long ball. So, look, I'd be very surprised if he didn't have his pads on. And depending on how this partnership goes, he could well come in and hit a few away, hopefully for KCC. End of the over there. So that was a fantastic over by who did bowl that? Daniel Bakari, wasn't it? Daniel Bakari. Score moves on to 4 for 89 from 16 overs. So we're going to see young gun Hassan Khan Mohammed back into the attack. Interesting to see we've got the it's almost the sweatband versus the towel. It's called, what would you call it? A sweatband off, or a sweat off. We'll call it a sweat off when Hassan Khan Mohammed comes in to bowl to Chris Carter. I mean, it's who can keep the sweat off the best when it comes to these two. Don't worry about the batting and the bowling.
The young man bowled a beautiful delivery to York skipper Jamie Atkinson.
Correct.
Really changed the momentum of the innings, to be fair.
Did. And that swung away to mid-wicket, bouncing well short of the fielder out there on the boundary in the shadows just behind the pole here. We don't have a great view towards that direction of the ground, but the fielder didn't really look like he wanted to give that a run. He just let it bounce in front of him and protected the boundary. So, look, a little bit of intent there shown by Simandeep Singh. Chris Carter here. Oh, well, this is what the crowd's come to watch. The sweat off. The left cheek towel versus the sweatband. Interesting to see who prevails, Afi. And that one's squeezed out, I guess you would call it, to deep point for a run. I guess you'd probably call that a 0-0 draw in the sweat off to start, but yeah, look.
Who do you think is the fastest bowler in Hong Kong between Hassan Khan and Azaz Khan?
I think Azaz.
Is it?
I think Azan's maybe got him by a yard.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a young fella, Hassan, and he's still got a bit of growing to do. I believe he's 18. Would he be 18 or 19? 20. As old as that. So 20 years old, so he's still got a little bit of filling out and growing to it, but he's a very strong, strapping young lad. And that's hit high, and the keeper's going back, and third man's coming around, and it's dropped. It's dropped. I don't think he got a hand to it. And it looked like he's kicked it away as well. He's kicked it out, and they're coming back for a third. It's all happening.
Wow, boy, oh boy, Matty.
How would you describe that? It was a full toss, first of all, that was should have been put onto the west side hill,
Just wonder if it's hit the back of the bat.
Almost the top edge as it swung. It went over the keeper towards third man, who ran around, and it's never a good sign when the fielder's running around and the hands are going everywhere. That is never a good sign he's going to catch it. And as it turns out, that proved correct because he didn't lay a hand on it, Asal.
Somebody there who is a bowler.
And that one's worked to the man we were just talking about there at third man, who I'm not sure who that is. Anis Khan, that is. Yeah, look, he never looked comfortable settling under that, and then proceeded to not lay a hand on it, and then I believe he kicked it towards fine leg, who then rifled it in and nearly ran them out coming back for a third. So, look, it's taken us 3 balls to recap that 1 ball, so we apologise for that. But unfortunately, it was a bit out of our control. As we like to say, it's all happening down here at the KCC.
Certainly is, Matty.
As Hassan Khan Mohammed comes in again to bowl here too. Simandeep Singh, who goes over cover, and that looks like it's going to be 6.
Gone all the way.
It's gone.
This is 50.
It's one of the flattest sixes you will see, and that brings up the well-made half century by Simandeep Singh. That moves him on to 55. A fantastic rear guard action. As Matty Collins said earlier in the feed, he hasn't really been required that much this year with the top order. Azar's doing the majority of the work. Rory Cox last week, Jamie Atkinson. But today, when his team needed it, Simandeep Singh has stepped up and played an absolute cracker of an innings to help KCC post a total. And he's tried to swing that away, and it looks like that was going down the leg side. Umpire Vedkat wanders off towards the offside. So that brings an end to the over, and that was actually the 100 up for KCC as well. 101 for 4 off 17 overs. So what's that? Three overs remaining. Overs 18, 19 and 20. 2 from the long end, 1 from the short end. Interesting to see who skipper Tanvir Afzal goes to for these final 3 overs. You would assume Hassan Khan Mohammed would probably bowl the 19th over from this end.
Daniel going to continue from that end.
And
so.
Daniel Bukhari looks like he's... is it Bukhari or Bukhari? Sorry.
Bukhari.
Oh, Bukhari. Okay, all right, yeah.
Daniel Bukhari.
Bukhari. So he will continue from the KBGC end to Chris Petticoat Carter. And that's whipped away rather uppishly to deep mid-wicket for a single by Chris Carter. It's going to interesting to see who goes here, Batty. It's obviously Simandeep's the in man, but does he look to just bat through, or is he going to try and score with every ball now?
Look, I think with 3 overs left, only 4 down, I think they've got to go for it now.
And that's hit over mid-wicket. Very fortunate there by Simandeep Singh. He's tried to slog that away through cow corner and got a thickish inside edge.
And as we've seen, become accustomed to with Simandeep Singh, he can do anything, and today really has been his day, Matty.
Absolutely. I mean, he's due his share of luck. He's batted beautifully today, as you mentioned. He just cleared the fielder. I think that's Yasser Murtaza there at mid-wicket, and after that it was just straight to the boundary for a required 4. Looking like going the lap sweep here, getting a little bit too cute there perhaps on that occasion, Simandeep Singh, and looked like a bye down the leg side, so potentially just went over the stumps there. Bye signalled by umpire Ian Thompson. So Chris Carter, and that's slogged away a bit shorter there, and could only succeed in sort of bottom edging it, I guess, towards a deep square leg for a single. Hasn't found the middle of the bat just yet, young Chris Petticoat Carter. Oh, and that's swung back and a big appeal, but no real interest from the keeper, Zishan Ali there, Matty.
Just taking a little bit of stock here, Simandeep Singh, just walking away from the crease, collecting his thoughts. Really got to think their way through these last couple of overs, Matty, and get some maximums.
Some maximos. And that's whipped away. They're going to push hard, but I think they'll only get a single.
I don't know. I think there might have been 2 there, 1 on the arm, Matty.
Yeah, look, what that has done is put Simondeep on strike for the next over with the short boundary here. So
not a terrible thing. No.
end of the over there, 109 for 4 from 18 overs. We've got 2 overs remaining this innings, 109. Look, they want to score off every ball. If they can push towards that 140, Afsal said, but look, a minimum of 130 will give them a game. Pakistan Association, we know with the net run rate issues, will have to come out guns blazing and try and get this done in, 15 overs? Yeah, between 10 and 15 overs, which would help with their net run rate and put them above, say, a little Saiwan. And before we start this over, we are going to go around the grounds. Right on the tip of my tongue. Final scores there at the halfway point. Little Saiwan 156 for 5. Ehsan Khan, the captain, 72 from 42. So giving them a great opportunity to win that game and potentially win it very well to help with their net run rate issues. So we'll keep you updated with all of the happenings at Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground in Ho Man Tin as the innings progresses. So look, little shorter into the wicket there, Hassan Khan Mohammed, and pulled away to a straight pull shot again. We've seen a few of those today, Matty.
Yes, we have. Really got to be looking to hit straight down the ground here, Chris Carter.
Oh, he's trying to slog that away, and it's a fortunate inside edge. Looking like that might run away to the boundary, and it has run away for a very fortunate 4 from Chris Carter. But look, much like his social life, he'll take him however he can get him. And I've got some stats here from Trent Johnston. The last 9 overs from KCC prior to this last over, 55 runs scored, 27 dot balls, 1 4 and 4 sixes, I should say. So certainly got a run on after the fairly quiet first 10 overs. So partnership of 32 as well between the previous 2 batsmen prior to Chris coming in. And that's wide outside of stump. The bowler nearly losing his feet there, Afsal. Have you ever done that as a fast bowler? Ended up on your
Not really.
on your hands and knees?
I was slightly different bowler. I was high arm action with a bit of height. He's dropping his basically body and head so low. I don't know why, because that's an advantage to you as a bowler. So you stay tall and bowl rather than dropping yourself on the side.
Absolutely, and there's some controversy over at Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground in Ho Man Tin. Slow over rate by USRC has meant a 5-run penalty has been added. So Little Saiwan move on to 161. USRC need. Oh, that's hit beautifully away to mid-wicket. And that's in the gap for 4. Shot by Chris Carter, just pulling it away to the vacant mid-wicket boundary. A much-needed boundary by for the KCC by Chris Carter. So yeah, just to follow that out, USRC now requiring 162 for victory. As we know with the playing conditions, when you are 1 over slow, you get done 5 runs, 5 penalty runs. That is not a law of cricket, Matt. That is a playing condition. Yes, as we know. So that could be crucial for net run rate. Every run matters in this short format. So Chris Carter again, and he's gone to sweep him, and he's done it beautifully. What a shot that is by Chris Carter. Just got inside the line and paddled it over the keeper's head. And look, I heard some fans upstairs absolutely loving that from Chris Carter.
And it's a packed balcony up there, Matty. There's even been some attempted Mexican waves up there, I noticed earlier.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, that's what we want to see, Mexican waves wherever we can get them, especially on the KCC balcony. His good mates, Mac, Finn, Alistair, they're all up there. They're all supporting their mate here at KCC. And he's doing a little cameo. I would call it a cameo. I would go as far to say that. 17 off. I'm going to have a punt at 10 balls. Here we go, Chris again, and he smashed that to deep point. That is a beautiful looking shot. A little bit unlucky there. He couldn't find the gap, but geez, he struck it well. Afsal.
Yeah, he's very good batsman. I always rate him very good batsman. He's courageous. He's always positive. He wants to do things. He's not somebody going to stick on a wicket unnecessary. He's always want to score runs and perform.
Absolutely. Chris Carter, Hong Kong born, grew up in Perth, Western Australia, my neck of the woods. Myself and Chris actually went to the same school. Shout out to to Hale School. As he likes to joke, there were a couple of years apart in terms of us going there, and Hassan comes in here to Simo down the leg side. Looks like that will be a wide. Umpire Venkat very quick to signal. Very good signal by Venkat. There's no mistaking that for a wide, that's for sure. Yeah, Perth, Western Australia. Played a bit of cricket for Scarborough Cricket Club, where I also played a little bit. So,
And a former national player.
Former national Hong Kong opening batsman, yeah, ODIs and first class matches. So, yeah, certainly stacked up this KCC team. Talent all the way through. Oh, and he tried to go long, and he's been called a wide. A rueful look back by the bowler towards umpire Venkat, but again, from our vantage point here, it's sort of mid-on. Very difficult to know whether that was. I'm sure you on this.
He's a very good umpire, so he's just follow the basically simple laws, whatever he passed the exams. So he's not applying all.
I'll tell you what, Venkat, he loves to try and stump you with a bit of cricket trivia. You know, to be an umpire shouldn't be as hard as he wants to try and make it. I mean, the questions are unbelievable in this level one that I saw the people do recently, and that's hit away.
Oh, it's gone.
Build around there. And that's gone for 6. That's gone into the restaurant. That's a massive hit by Simandeep Singh. Swung away. The wide, as often happens, proves costly. The extra ball going for a 6, and that moves them on to 4 for 132 with 1 over to go.
Indian chef Mr. Sharma watching the match as well.
Yeah, we've got a beautiful the Indian chef Vishal and Vikas's father, who both kids play here at KCC. And this partnership, we've just been given some stats from our stats guru, Trent CCC Johnston. This partnership was 45 off 23 balls. I mean, that's just, they set the platform. Simandeep Singh gave himself a chance early doors, and he's now cashing in at the back end, which is, I'm sure would please national coach Trent Johnston in terms of how they've gone about it today. A fantastic cameo by Chris Petticoat Lane Carter with an 18 from 12. I think it's 12. We're going with 12. I don't have the score in front of me, so I can't be too sure. But so we're in the last over here. Yassin Murtaza. Oh, interesting. Interesting shot choice by Chris there. We are in the last over. Do we need to run someone out to let him know that? I mean, he is allowed to have a swing, but try to sort of work that away to third man, and could only succeed in playing and missing. So I assume this will be a little bit more agricultural. And he's swept that away to deep mid wicket for a single to bring Simandeep Singh on strike. He's on 67. Absolutely fantastic innings by Simandeep Singh. Really anchored and given KCC an opportunity here that they may not have had but for his innings. That's going to be caught here. That's caught it.
Bilal.
Caught it short. Third man by Bilal, number 44 from Pakistan Association. Simandeep Singh's amazing innings comes to an end. 67 he made. Caught it short third man off the bowling of Yassin Murtaza. Score at 5 now for 133. And I'll tell you what, you know who's coming out to bat, Matty?
The Namibian Nightmare.
So as penciled, as pegged last week, the Namibian Nightmare, Jay Davidson, he's only going to have maybe a couple of balls, but look, he'll be trying to hit it for the biggest 6 you can ever imagine. He loves it, and he will try and hit it.
Sporting a new moustache, by the way, the Namibian Nightmare. He's actually got a nickname for the stash, Sobers the Slug.
Sobers the Slug. Well, hello to him and Sobers then. So, yeah, obviously raising some money for Movember. We are in November now. I think we'll all be sort of contributing to that cause. Fantastic cause for men's mental health awareness. So, and Carter goes to sweep, and he is playing and missing, and big appeal, but nothing from the bowler. So, yeah, look, I would do Movember myself, but unfortunately, I at the age of 35, I still can't grow a moustache. So, I'll just support others in the cause. Yassin again, and the reverse sweeps come out. It's been a very fine last over by Yassin. Just 2 runs off this over. And that does bring on to strike the Namibian nightmare. Jay, and we also, and his moustache, I guess, Sobers the slug. So
2 balls.
2 balls remaining.
1-6, 1-4.
140, yeah. We can get to
Long
140.
levers and long levers, hasn't he? He's got really hit it a long way.
Absolutely, he does. And he's going to be stumped. That was short and sweet there. He came down. I think
Anti-climax, Matty.
I think the bowler saw him coming. Oh, that's over, is it? I think the bowler saw him coming and fired it in. It was the last ball. He had to go anyway, and he was stumped. So, look, doing his thing for the team. But what that has done is that's finished the 20 overs. KCC have finished on, I would say, a below par.
Yeah. I'd agree with you, Matty.
134 for the loss of 6 wickets. Look, with the net run rate issues, we know that the main thing they didn't want to happen was to be bowled out for 70 or 80, and potentially have Pakistan chase that in 7 or 8 overs. That would have spelled disaster for KCC. But with 3 wins and 3 pretty comfortable-ish wins, the net run rate's looking very good. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to get our stats guru to look at, some net run rate calculations on what Pakistan Association need to chase this down in to go ahead of KCC in terms of that net run rate. We'll come back to you on that.
You want to go through the batting scorecard?
Yeah, and we'll go through the batting scorecard here for the KCC innings. Once I just bring it up, here it is. So we obviously saw the early wickets of Sunny Bimsaria. He was stumped first up, made 3 from 7 balls. Quickly followed by Azaz Khan, who was LBW's trying to sweep to Yasser Murtaza. He made 6. Jamie Atkinson came in, a little bit of a rear guard by him, 15 from 20 balls. Was eventually bowled by Hassan Khan Mohammed, and didn't he love it? Simandeep Singh anchored the innings, a fantastic knock from him today, 67 from 58 balls, including 2 boundaries and 6 sixes. Wakas Barkat came in, little cameo of 14 from 13, including a 6. Chris Pennycoat Lane Carter came in, made 20 from 13 balls. Beautiful little cameo from him, for lack of a better word. I'll keep using the same one. And then the Namibian Nightmare came in just for that last ball and was unfortunately stumped off the first ball he faced. 9 extras, 7 wides, final score of 134. So bowling wise, Tanvir Afzal was fantastic up front. 4 overs, none for 18. Anas Khan, also his 4 overs, took 1 for 16, bowling those left-arm spinners. Yasser Murtaza, probably the pick of the bowlers today, though. 4 overs, 3 for 31. Hassan Khan Mohammed got the big key wicket of Jamie Atkinson, but did go the journey. 4 overs, 1 for 51. So, took a little bit of stick outside. I think it was just that 1 over actually, from memory, that he got knocked around, and then Daniel Bakari did a great job, 4 overs, 1 for 16. So that rounds it up for this first innings. We're going to take a short break. I believe we're going to call it a drinks break, sponsored by PP. And we shall see you in about 10 minutes for the second innings.
if you are watching, we are currently in the innings break. Action for the second innings will start shortly. Meanwhile, I might as well bring you the score update from Ting Kwang Road. As mentioned earlier, Lil Sai won 161 in the 20 overs, inclusive of 5 penalty runs awarded to Lil Sai Wan due to USRC having a slow over rate. Ehsan Khan, captain of Lil Sai Wan, top scored with 72 of 42 balls, not out, 3 fours and 4 sixes. The next highest score for Lil Sai Wan was 25, but they have what should be an above par score. 2 wickets for Shan Raja, the left arm spinner, and USRC in their first innings. In reply, the second innings is now underway over at Ting Kwang Road. USRC after 2 overs are 3 runs, well after 1.5 overs are 3 runs for no loss. Mohsen Khan bowling the first over for just 2 runs, and Afsaf Hussain currently 5 dot balls in that second over. Omar Mohammad Imran Arif opening the batting. Shahad Wasif not playing for USRC today. I think he's missed out because of an injury. From Lil Sai Wan's point of view, Dhananjay Rao is out injured, which means they brought in the extra batsman in the form of Ikram Hussain. Over here, the match summary should be on your screen now. Colin Cricket Club 134 for 6 in their 20 overs. Pakistan Association, when we return, will need 135 to win. Stay tuned.
And welcome back here to the KCC for the second innings of this Cricket Hong Kong Premier League T20 match between Pakistan Association and the Kowloon Cricket Club. Halfway point, I'd say it's a pretty even game actually at this point. 137 KCC made in the first innings. 134. Well, I've just added on a couple of extra runs. Can we keep those on it? No. So, looks like we're going to have the Namibian nightmare usually starts from this end. Jay Davidson, after his uninspired 0 off 1 ball stumped, came in doing the team thing, trying to get a few runs. And looks like for the Pakistan Association opening batsman, we are going to have Bilal Muhammad at the non-strikers. And is that Bubba? And we're going to have the ex-Hong Kong captain and all-round gun, Bubba Hyatt, definitely probably their best player. He will be opening the batting. I believe he batted at 3 last week, so been promoted up the order to open the batting today. As we made mention a few times throughout the feed, net run rate is going to be very important for Pakistan Association. So they're going to be looking to try and knock this 134 runs off as soon as possible. Matty.
Yeah, look, personally, I thought the KCC were probably 15 or 20 runs short of what I thought might have been a par score. But look, it's still very much a game in the balance. Pakistan Association are going to come out here and they're going to swing hard and they're going to swing early. So I think we're in for a very entertaining, certainly a power play, certainly very entertaining power play.
Absolutely. Just a minor hold up here as one of the KCC staffs walks behind the sight screen. And we're all in readiness here for Jay Davison, the Namibian nightmare. And he's gone hard on the first one, and it's nearly caught down at third man first ball. Well, Bubba Hyatt showing his intent. First up, full and wide one there, and swinging away, found the outside edge and ballooned down to Azaz Khan there at deep third man for on the one bounce that was, I believe.
Yeah, slightly over pitching there, the Namibian nightmare. He'll be looking more to go short of a length when he's bowling at this short end.
He's been a bit of a barometer the last few games. Jay Davison, he's taken 8 wickets, I believe, in the first 3 games. So doing very well for his side in the first few overs. Well, that one squared up the batsman there, sort of angled in and straightened down the line with a little bit of outswing. So beautiful start by Jay, and Bilal Muhammad just defending back to the bowler there.
He's dangerous batsman as well, Bilal.
Absolutely, yeah. Very
aggressive.
Most of the Pakistan Association batsmen are very aggressive. They like to get on top early, and this is going to be a very exciting run chase today, I'll tell you that, for free. And that's short and nearly played on. Short outside of stump. Bilal Muhammad goes the big pull shot. Can only succeed in getting an under edge, narrowly missing the off stump, and well fielded by
Keeper
Chris Carter.
Not weighed down there by the Terry toweling. He moved beautifully and saved a couple, I'd say.
Yeah, I have noticed the towel has moved to the other cheek, I believe. I think we're covering right cheek now. So that's an interesting mid-game move by Chris Carter. Jay Davidson again to Bilal Muhammad. And that one angled in, and they try to run through for a quick single. Never a run there. Atik Iqbal Ul Rahman.
And that's the sort of length, Matty, that the Namibian nightmare has really got to try and stick to. We saw in the KCC's innings, Tanvir Ahmed bowling beautifully from this end in the first 4 overs, really targeting that sort of a length. And we saw that it was very, very difficult for batsmen to get it away.
The advantage with Jay is because he's slightly quicker than Tanvir Afzal, so with this line he's having a slip on as well. It's very positive.
And that one's hit towards backward point where Dan the pro Pascoe fields and rifles it into keeper Chris Carter. So a very good start here by Jay again. It was I believe he got, you know what, we've missed something here. Jay Davidson for that first ball was on a hat-trick.
He was, yes.
We forgot about that, guys.
A multi-game hat-trick.
So he took 2 wickets with his final 2 balls last game, and then the number 11 batsman didn't come out to bat for Little Simon because he was injured, and the first ball that just landed short, that's gone through the, yeah. And the first ball he bowled today, that was actually a hat-trick ball, and it nearly carried to Azaz Khan for a hat-trick, but we've seen a few of those so far this year. Anyway, end of the first over, just one from that first over, the first ball going down to deep third man, so it's 1 for no wicket. As the Namibian Nightmare makes his way down to third man here, he looking in peak condition and sporting a rather horrible looking moustache, to be honest.
Well, that sobers the slug. That's his pet moustache.
So
haircut as well.
yeah.
Spent a bit of money during the week.
Yeah. You got to look good for the Premier League. He knows the cameras are on him today.
Yes.
So
Yes, you're absolutely right here.
okay, and back to the cricket. We got Hong Kong captain Azaz Khan, who always does the job from the other end. He will come in and bowl some beautiful outswing, and Bubba Hyatt will not die wondering. We know the way he plays.
He's very much ready this tournament so far.
Absolutely. I think he made 30 odd last week. He was run out by Luke Jones, and that kind of turned the tide in that match. So he'll be looking to get his side over the line this week if he can. And that's gone bang. That's how Bubba does it. He gets one full and in his slot, and he proceeds to put it straight over Azaz's head for a smashing 6.
Tremendous stroke there by Bubba Hyatt, really making his intention shown here, and just what the doctor ordered after what was a great first over for the KCC.
Correct. Now he'll have to look at his length here, Azaz. He might need to pull his length back a little bit and try and use the pitch and the back of the length and don't get into that swinging art, because if he does, I'm telling you right now, Bubba will go again.
And again.
I think he need to hit the ball a bit hard on the pitch to get the basically something out of it.
Well, we saw in the first over, Jay
Not
Davidson hitting the wicket,
Yes.
the track not
Because of
coming
the
through.
slow nature of the wicket, you basically get variation in the pace.
And we got a slight hold up in play here as the ball appears to have gone through the net at the KBGC end. I can see groundsman Amanat Khan making his way over to resolve the situation.
And a good batsman, when he hit the shot, looks so easy. The way he basically went through the line and hit straight.
Well, for those
It's effortless 6.
For those that don't know, Bubba is, I believe, he's the only Hong Kong player to have 100 in all formats. So he has a T20 100, an ODI 100, and a first class 100. So, and I believe for a while there, he held the record for the highest T20 international score by an associate player. But it was recently beaten by the Scottish guy.
The Scottish guy. Drum roll, please.
What's it?
We'll get our stats guru to verify.
We'll get someone onto that, but I'm fairly sure a Scottish player made 150 recently, so yeah, we'll get onto that. As Azaz comes in again here to bowl to Bubba, and he's full again, and he's driving through the covers, but can only found Wakas Buck out there at cover. Got a little bit fuller there, didn't he? He didn't want to go too short, so...
I think because he have a slip, so he's just trying to get maximum use of the slip, pitching the ball up, trying to get the little bit off the wicket cut.
Well, I did see Bubba do this actually recently in a Pakistan Association Sunday game where he hit the first ball of the innings, he faced for 6, and then the very next ball he tried to do the same and got bowled. So he's going to keep going, and he's going again, and he's pulled, sliced over point, and it looks like that's going to go for 4. No, Simandeep Singh has done beautifully on the boundary there to keep it to just the 2 runs. Fantastic bit of fielding. So Fulham swinging away again from Azaz is the order of the day for him. Bubba trying to repeat the dose of earlier in the over, can only succeed in slicing it over backward point, where Simandeep Singh swoops on it and keeps it to just the 2 runs.
Yeah, tremendous bit of fielding there by Simandeep Singh. Saved a certain boundary, really.
He's a very good fielder. He's a very fit guy, being a fitness trainer himself.
And it's got high again towards third man, and that's going to go away for 4. A very short boundary here, sliced away Jay Davidson, the Namibian Nightmare at third man, I guess you call it, but not more than 40 yards from the bat. Has gone just to his right-hand side, one bounce for 4. Baba Hyatt on the attack here early.
It's the opportunity for the bowler at the same time, get the batsman out when he's so aggressive and trying to go on every ball.
Well bowled a little bit shorter there, and that one kept a little bit low, I think.
Certainly did, Matt. That definitely kept lower.
Baba playing with the straight bat, negotiated it without any worries. So 12 from this over already with still just a ball to go. Jamie Atkinson, skipper of the KCC Premier League side, has taken himself out of first slip, and he'll move to a backward point. So 2 fielders in that area now. Jay Davidson deep in concentration here at third man, thinking about his next over. As Azaz comes into bowl, and Bubba defending into the offside for a very well taken single. Both batsmen took off straight away and made it comfortably. That'll bring an end to the second over. Score is 13 without loss. 14 without loss, my apologies. 12 coming from that first Azaz Khan over. We are going to go around the grounds here. Right on the tip of my tongue. So over at Ting Kwong Road Recreational Ground, that is in Ho Man Tin. The scores over there are, if you just bear with me while I bring them up on my phone. In reply to 161 for 5, USRC are 35 for 1 in 5 overs, so scoring at about 7 and over. All but on track to chase this down. Umar Muhammad, the wicketkeeper, is 16 from 13 with 2 boundaries, and Imran Arif is the batsman out there, making 11 from 17 runs, 11 from 17 balls. So we'll continue to keep you updated with the goings on over at Homantin. Jay Davidson again here for a second over. He's back of a length, and Bubba Hyatt is defending towards backward point where Jamie Atkinson fields. Afsal, who's in front at the moment, mate?
Well, I would say KCC.
Okay. Runs on the board, you reckon?
Runs on the board always, and the Pakistan club is under pressure because they have to chase the runs in a certain overs, and they have to keep their run rate high. So they're going to be under pressure more than KCC. We are more safer than Pakistan club at the moment.
As Jay Davidson comes in again, the Namibian Nightmare, and it's off the thigh pad, it looks like there, down towards short fine leg for a single. Leg byes signalled by umpire Venkat, all over that. That'll bring Bilal Muhammad, who's hasn't had a huge amount of the strike in the first few overs here, and he's yet to get off the mark.
I think he's been off for a few years in cricket. He's back this season. I saw him first time after a while, so he's not going to be straight away, I think, struggling a little bit, especially against Jay Davidson, who's hitting into the wicket.
Again, well bowled there by Jay Davidson, just tucking him up, and a little inside edge off the pads there towards the mid-wicket region, and they scurry through for a fairly easy single in the end. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the game progresses once the spin becomes an option. Obviously, they're going to try, KCC are going to try and pick up some wickets early doors with the new ball swinging around, and it won't be too long till we see Dan Pascoe enter the attack. He always bowls in the power play, and he's usually quite difficult to get away. So, and that one's well bowled, and there's a mix-up here. Bilal Muhammad wanting to come through. A direct hit by Jamie Atkinson, but Bilal Muhammad well in, made his ground comfortably. Little mix-up there from the Pakistan Association batsman. Bubba not really interested in a single. Bilal basically came halfway down and went halfway back. So. And that one's whipped away to mid-wicket for a single to a teak. Bubba Hyatt moves on to 15, just working the ball around beautifully here early on. Matty, they're quite circumspect to Jay Davidson. Is this a plan?
Look, I think it's another tidy over here from Jay. He's just not giving him anything too much to hit. He's bowling a good length, and as we've seen earlier from the Pakistan Association bowlers, Tani bowling at this end, just quite hard to get away when you're bowling that good length.
And that one's pulled away short behind square. Simandeep Singh made some great ground out to it and keeps it to just a single. Great bit of fielding there on the boundary, and that brings an end to the third over. The score has moved on to none for 18. So I'd say a pretty even start for both sides actually at the moment.
It is, yeah. The good thing they haven't lost a wicket yet. That's the plus for Pakistan club, and with KCC they're not giving so many runs away. Especially Jay Davidson bowling really, really well.
And it looks like we're going to change a bowling here, and we alluded to this earlier, the potential of getting Dan Pascoe into the game early here. He's a miserly bowler, not a huge turner of the ball, but really bowls that wonderful, consistent line and length.
But even he might turn on this wicket.
Well, he will. But it's more his line and length that's the winner for Dan. Very smart cricketer. He's thinking his way through this. Got an excellent arm ball as well, so look out for that one.
Absolutely, controls his pace very well, Dan Pascoe. He's a consummate professional. He puts in a lot of time on the training track and certainly loves it. I mean, if we see a wicket from here, we certainly will see the gun show come out.
He does love a gun show.
He's become famous around the world in the T20 Blitz a couple of years ago, where giving us all of us spectators the privilege of the gun show when a wicket's taken. So we look forward to seeing that on behalf of KCC, I guess. And that's out. First up. That's out.
That's the change of bowling.
That's what. And there's the gun show. We called it. That was the shotgun. He sometimes rotates between the guns and the shotgun. That was the shotgun. But look, first up, sticking in the wicket a little bit quicker. Bilal Muhammad looking to turn that one into the leg side. Leading edge. Back to Dan Pascoe for the easiest of catches, Matt.
Almost a replay of a wicket he took last week. Very similar situation where the batsman just sort of chipped it back at him, and he just got these subtle variations in pace. Makes it very, very difficult for batsmen to get on top of him. So, wow, what an impact he's had already.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously they would rather have the Bubba Hyatt wicket, but this will bring to the crease, I believe, Hamid Khan.
Yes.
Yeah. Afsar, what can you tell us about Hamid Khan?
Very, very good young cricketer. Technically very sound. Had a very successful few seasons with the junior cricket. Played for Hong Kong in the 15, 17, 19 already. Upcoming superstar, I would say, in batting for Hong Kong in future. I think it's a very, very good call to send him on number 3 for Pakistan club. He's not a very aggressive batsman, but technically very sound. When you have a Babar on the other end, so his role going to be only taking single and make sure that he's facing maximum number of the balls.
Absolutely. Hamid Khan making his full Hong Kong debut, I think, earlier this year or late last year. So faring very well. Another young, talented batsman coming up through the ranks, and they'll be relying on him today. He's up against it here against Dan Pascoe, who's in a rare air of form at the moment as he comes in and bowls outside of stump, and that's defended to short cover. So Pakistan Association still to come. Yasser Mirza, the talented left-handed batsman. Zishan Ali, the aggressive Zishan Ali, wicketkeeper.
Tanvir Afzal himself.
Tanvir Afzal are very, very aggressive. So there's still a lot of batting to come for
Singh.
Sunny, correct. Didn't bowl today. And we've got another wicket. And he's got another wicket. The batsman looks down in disbelief that he's been given there. What looked to be a little nick through to keeper. All fielders were up. Chris Carter straight up. Dan Pascoe strikes twice in his first over. Hamid Khan has to go. As he walks off, he looks around ruefully.
Yeah, look, as we mentioned in the preview, Matty, Dan Pascoe, arguably the most important player for the KCC, and we've seen an example here of just why that is the case. Coming in, first over, 2 crucial wickets, really, really turning the tide in this game.
So the score at 2 for 18 now, 2 wickets in his first over. Dan Pascoe. Looks like it's we're going to have Yasser Mirza, the left-handed stroke maker, ex-first class cricketer in Pakistan. Been in Hong Kong for a couple of years, maybe 3 years now, and
what season?
maybe his fourth season now. Yeah, I think he came in around that 2017. Yeah.
Officially qualified. No, not him here. His third season, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
Nishan qualified also.
okay, so a lot of these guys coming over and getting involved in the national setup, giving extra players for Trent Johnston to look at and eventually pick, I guess. Caught behind was how that was. Yep. Obviously, we haven't seen the replay here, but there was some disbelief from the batsmen. KCC looked confident; they were all up. What's the old saying? If you don't ask, you don't get. So Dan Pascoe here to Yasser Mirza, sending out in the left hand, a very smart play by Pakistan Association here. And he's gone big first up. He's just let his intentions known. He will not let Dan Pascoe settle. Full ball, and it's, I would almost say, slog swept over mid-wicket there. Fantastic rear guard start from Yasser Mirza.
Very good batsman, very positive to start.
Very good.
And maybe it's easy for him to play left-arm spinner rather than right-hander batsman as well. So that was good move. Could have been Zishan instead of him.
I think that's the key with the ball spinning back into him. Spinning back into him. Left arm orthodox, obviously spinning back in. It's a little bit easier for him to line up potentially and take it sort of over the leg side.
Again, we seem to have some difficulty in retrieving the ball.
We have. I think that went into the groundsman shed, that one. Probably woke a few boys up in there.
So what's the next ball going to be, Matty?
He might try and push one through a little bit quicker here.
Yeah, I don't see him getting too straight again. I think I was probably a little bit too straight. So if he gives a little bit more width on the outside, on the offside, would be. Oh, I was wrong. Fires it into the thigh pad sort of region.
Yeah. Trying to spin the ball.
Yeah. So really turning the tide this over Dan Pascoe, as he's done for the last 7 or 8 years for KCC. Comes in, KCC in trouble, and just does the job. And he's gone back cutting here to backward point for no run, and that'll bring an end to the 4th over. The score is 2 for 22.
And it looks to be the Namibian Nightmare continuing again, coming in for his 3rd over here. Do you think they'll look to bowl him through, Matty?
Look, from speaking to the guys, Jay's the Namibian Nightmare, we call him, isn't one to bowl long spells, should we put it like that. He's very much an impact bowler. You know, I would be surprised if he bowled out. They'll maybe keep him for one at the end if required. So look for him to probably just bowl this 3rd one and then and get them through the power play is probably what Jamie Atkinson's thinking. So that's gone high towards mid-wicket. There's no fielder. Sunny Bimsaria makes his way back and makes a great bit of fielding in the end. He looked to make a bit of a meal of it, to be honest, and recovered very well to save a boundary. Bubba Hyatt, did they only get one there?
Yes, only one.
Wow, I mean, I've seen longer singles taken, I've got to say. So that went very high, went over mid-on. There was a fumble fielding, but they just scampered through for a quick single. So
I'm quite surprised at that, actually. There was definitely 2 there.
There had to be 2
I would have
there,
thought Bubba would have wanted to face as many balls at this over, been the last of the power
short
play.
boundary,
Short end.
yeah. And that one's just hit off the hip towards sort of mid-wicket for no run. So, yeah, look, it went high, and Sunny Bimsaria was fielding right on the boundary here and saw it over his shoulder and couldn't quite make the ground to make the catch, but after going to ground, managed to save the boundary after looking like he was going to kick it over at one point. So, well done to Sunny B. Davidson in again, and Zishan Ali tries to go big and plays and misses. Yasser Mirza, I should say, Zishan Ali. Yasser looking to go big a little bit. Might have been a change of pace there from Jay Davison, or into the wicket, just held up a bit and could only succeed in playing and missing through to keeper Chris Carter.
So was it Sunny Bimsaria's debut match today for KCC in Premier League or in T20 format?
It definitely is this season. I know he played in the 2-day Premier League match last year. But yeah, in terms of the T20, I believe he may well be his debut.
Waka Sparker.
Oh, look at that fielding from Waka Sparker.
Well, we mentioned in the preview, probably the best fielder in Hong Kong cricket. You only need to give that man one stump to aim at, and more often than not, he'll hit it. So, really, the batsmen need to take a lot of care if they're hitting the ball in his general direction.
That was fantastic. I mean, he keeps you honest all the time. You know, you've got to run through those singles and make sure you're not taking it easy when he's around.
Very relaxed fielder, loves his work, and all
Great
the
coach.
best ones, Matty, all the best fielders, they make it look easy, don't they?
Correct.
Cleanly picked up in the one hand and bang.
Oh,
Only
it's-
missed by a couple of millimetres.
Joy to watch. Absolute joy to watch. So Bubba on strike here. Oh, well bowled. Little full Yorker outside off stump there by Jay Davison. Hit the block hole and gave Bubba no opportunity to get under the ball. If he gives him any sort of length here, he's going to be looking to go long. So a brilliant actual three overs here from Jay Davison again. The Namibian Nightmare. He's just going from strength to strength. I believe he might qualify at some point over the near future in his third season here in Hong Kong. So another one for national coach Trent Johnson to keep an eye on. A former first-class cricketer himself, Jay, for Namibia. And a bit of a divot there from Ashley Caddy.
Oh, that is a sizable divot there, Matt.
That's
Wowee.
has taken a bit of turf up with the old knee there, Ashley Caddy. So just feeling for the knee.
The big man under some sort of duress there.
It is, and that brings an end to the fifth over. Score at 2 for 25. Just 3 from that over.
Can our stats guru perhaps give us the Namibian Nightmares bowling stats to this point?
7 runs.
Wow, so we've just been given the stats. We don't have it in front of us, but our stats guru has given Jay Davidson 3 overs, no maidens, none for 7. I mean, that's miserly, Matty.
Well, how often do we see when the bowling's tied at one end and the bowler at the other end gets the benefit of the wickets? And this is exactly what we've seen here today.
We're gonna quickly go around the grounds here, Matty. Right on the tip of my tongue. So over at Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground in, you guessed it, Home and Tin, USRC Premier are 53 for 2 off 8.4 overs. So I've slowed up the scoring rate a little bit there. And not sure whether they're going to be able to chase down this 161, but we'll be doing all they can to get as close as they can. So, and that one's misfield from Jamie Atkinson means a single for Bubba Hyatt.
Rare misfield there from Atkinson. Typically a very solid and reliable fielder, so he'd be disappointed with that. But a single, not the end of the world.
It was odd bounce. I think we couldn't get the hands on it.
Yeah, perhaps a bad bounce.
Yes.
Pascoe coming into bowl from the bowling green end.
Oh, yeah, another one.
And another caught and bowled. Wow, it's all happening here at the KCC. That one hit firmly down the ground. Pascoe, safe, clean hands, and he has taken his 3rd wicket, Matty.
Full tosses are sometimes wicket balls, guys. We know that. Coming down the wicket, Yasser Mirza could have hit that anywhere. Chose to hit it to the wrong man in Dan Pascoe, who does not drop them off his own bowling. Look, I was looking the other direction. Did we see the gun show? That's what I want to know.
I didn't.
No,
There was no gun show sighting,
Not this
Matty.
time.
Well, okay, so he's kept it under wraps. We saw the shotgun earlier. We saw no gun show after that wicket. But Dan Pascoe, 3 wickets in 2 overs, changing the guard for KCC, putting them well on top. Score at 3 for 26. So with that wicket, the two money men for Pakistan Association, Bubba Hyatt and wicketkeeper Zishan Ali. Very much within their capabilities to chase down this total of 134, but it's going to have to all go right for Pakistan Association from here after losing 3 wickets in the power play. Afzal.
Yeah, both are very good batsmen, and they still have a lot of all-rounders to follow up. But it's not going to be easy game for any team here. It's going to be tough for both teams, and the good thing is we're watching a very good standard of cricket in KCC. 3 wickets on 8 balls from
From Dan, absolutely. I mean,
so it's unbelievable.
KCC are undefeated to this point and are definitely the form team of the competition. Stacked all the way down with all-rounders, batsmen, spin bowling options, fast bowling options. So fantastic to see them succeeding at this point. And that one's pushed through a little bit quicker there from Pascoe. Zishan Ali back in defending, back to the bowler. So I think at this point the Pakistan Association batsmen really just want to see Dan Pascoe off. No more wickets, no more damage from him. That one tossed up a bit slower from Dan. Matty Collins, you made a comment earlier. Pascoe just has these subtle changes in pace, and we saw that over the last two balls just then.
Yeah, he's got an excellent variation in pace, and also look out for that arm ball. Gets a lot of bowls and LBs for him, and I'm sure he'll look to.
We've just called that. That one was slower, above the eye line, outside off stump, spinning away. Invited Zishan Ali to go for the big shot, and nearly brought about the edge. Fantastic bowling by Dan Pascoe. It's a pleasure to watch at the moment.
Yeah, this is really a first-class performance from KCC's one of KCC's most dominant players.
And this one's hit to backward point, fielded by the Namibian Nightmare there at backward point, and I think that brings an end to a wicket maiden from Dan Pascoe. Oh, there was the misfield. My apologies. So the score has moved on to 3 for 26 at the power play. KCC in front, Afsar?
Yes, definitely, with 3 wickets down. We can't basically write off Pakistan club any time of the game because they have people like Tanveer Afzal, Sunny Singh to follow up. They're very, very big and clean hitters.
Well, Bubba Hyatt as well.
And we have Anas Khan as well, and we have their Daniel Buhari, who have scored, I think, 30 ball 100 in KCC against Crusaders a few years back.
Now we've got a bowling change here from the KCC pavilion end. It'll be Atiq Iqbal. I mean, he bowled medium paces. He'll bring the ball into the right-hander. He'll be looking just to nibble outside that off stump and really just hit a sort of a good line and length. And yeah, I think it's a sort of wicket that might suit him here, Matty.
Absolutely. I mean, just for those that watched the first innings, a comparison at this stage. KCC were 2 for 32 with 21 dot balls in their power play. And as we can see, Pakistan 3 for 26 with 22 dot balls. So the tail of the tape today has been lots and lots and lots of dot balls, which says a bit about the bowling, I think, at this stage. A very good start there by Atiq Iqbal, as you mentioned. He will come in and just hit that back of a length and roll his fingers across the seam, and very difficult to line up. You know Bubba Hyatt with this short boundary here is going to be looking for any sort of length. I've seen Bubba Hyatt hit them over the tennis courts here at some point, you know, in the games he's played, so he's certainly capable. Oh, what?
And a misfield there from the bowler. He'd be annoyed with that.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad single maybe to give away with Bubba on strike, so interesting to see whether they give Dan Pascoe a third over at the other end, or maybe they turn to Wakas Barker with 2 right-handers in, the ball spinning away.
Maybe Azaz Khan back in again.
Maybe bring in Azaz, yep. And that one's worked to short, fine leg, Ahan Trivedi fielding.
Wonderful piece of work there.
Yeah, scampered through for a well-made single though.
Now, after taking 5 wickets in his first 2 Premier League games, didn't get a bowl last week.
Didn't get a bowl last week, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if the captain entrusts him today.
Yeah, very interesting not getting a bowl. I mean, it all happened quite quickly last week, didn't it? With the Little Simon being out for 100.
And that's that length there that we talked about with Atiq, just bringing it into the right-hander. Very, very difficult to get away. Batsmen are going to have to need to take some risk here at this short end. I really like the idea of Chris Carter being up to the stumps because I think he's really in the game.
Absolutely. As Atiq comes in again to bowl here to Bubba Hyatt, who's defending into the covers. Oh, no, there's a miss out. And we just need to figure out who's run out here. It looks like Zishan Ali's going. He's walked out of his crease and Bubba Hyatt's kept running all the way through. He did not take no for an answer and just continued on running. That was suicide there. He just hit it directly to cover and ran.
Well, we talk about controlling the controllables, and Pakistan Association could ill afford a gift wicket there for a run out.
Well, I mean, Bubba Hyatt, after being run out last week, has hit the ball directly at cover. He's set off for a run. Zishan Ali never looked interested in a run, and to be honest, I'm not sure there was one there. Straight to Wakas Barkat, who didn't really have to do much.
Yeah, I mean, look, I alluded to it earlier in the commentary. Wakas Barkat, he is the man you don't want to hit the ball straight to and run. He's got an absolute laser arm, sure hands, and that was always going to be
That
out.
was absolutely bizarre. You don't see that very often. He just took off and didn't stop. It just kept going. Oh, I've seen it
But
all.
great bowling as well from Matik.
Absolutely.
He's kept his line and length very tight here in the early part of this over, and probably just forcing Bubba Hyatt to sort of push for a single when one wasn't there.
Absolutely. So, look, that brings Tanvir Afzal, it looks like, to the crease here, the captain of this Pakistan Association side. A lot to do, but we've seen Tanvir Afzal make some handy runs for both Pakistan Association Cricket Club and for Hong Kong over the years. So, certainly not dead and buried in the water yet, but certainly don't need any more run outs like that. And Afzal's gone big first ball, and it's gone for 6. First ball, Atik got a little bit fuller. Jay Davidson here on the mid-on boundary. Jumped, leaped up into the air, but couldn't get within about a foot of it.
Yeah.
6 runs.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that delivery. He bowled a really, really tidy over, and he just overpitched there. And
Well, Tanvir Afzal, I think he's made his intentions quite clear here. First ball takes Atik Iqbal downtown for 6 runs. The score moves on to 34 for 4 from 7 overs.
That's how he plays his cricket, and that's what Pakistan club is. Watching them for so many years, 20 years, even though they had always the best team in Hong Kong, they always struggle when it comes to the crunch matches, important matches, or to show the intensity of playing as a team. They always struggle with it.
Yeah, well, to your point, we don't play a lot of 2-day cricket here in Hong Kong, so when we do play a 2-day game, we generally get through them in a day anyway. And this is going to be a change of bowling. We do have Wakas Barkat coming into bowl, the leg spinning coach from KCC. That one's quicker through the air. Bubba Hyatt knocking it to mid-wicket for a single, bringing Tanvir Afzal on strike. Matty, do we think Tanvir Afzal's just going to keep going here?
yeah, he only knows one way, Matty. So I think we're going to see some fireworks here.
Well, it should be good viewing regardless. Wakas Barkat not afraid to throw them up. Has all the variations.
Chris Carter definitely in the game here, the KCC keeper.
Chris Carter in the game. Wakas bowling with the shirt out. Controversial. That's quicker through the air and defended by Tanvir Afzal. Wakas Barkat in again. Shorter this time and pulled to deep mid-wicket by Tanvir Afzal for just the single. Might have got away with one there, Wakas Barkat. That was quite short.
Yeah, didn't really get a hold of it, did he?
No. That's well bowled there by
Was it a wrong one?
Wakas.
Right.
I think it was a little bit quicker through the air. I'm not sure whether, from our vantage point, Afzal, I'm not sure if it was a wrong one, but...
Well, I can't imagine Barkat throwing too many up to either of these guys.
Yeah, especially to Bubba Hyatt. He'll be looking to bowl quite flat. That's swept away beautifully, but there is a man back there. Fielded on the boundary by Sunny Bimsari at deep backward square. Fired the ball in. And I have take notice of Sunny Bimsari. It looks like he's spent a bit of time in the gym in the off-season as well.
Yes, he's looking rather buff.
He's certainly put on a few positive pounds.
They're playing a miss outside the off stump there.
End of the over, so the score has moved on to 4 for 36 from 8 overs. So all to do here for Pakistan Association, still requiring 99 runs for victory from 12 overs.
So getting up to around that 8 and over mark required. Obviously not panic stations at this point, but they'll want to keep the scoreboard ticking over, making sure that they're rotating the strike, taking the ones and dealing with that bad ball.
And it will be Atik ul Rahman to continue here from the KCC Pavilion end. just short of a length there, and whipped away by Bubba Hyatt to deep backward square leg. Fielded by Simandeep Singh. I don't think Atkinson will be making the same mistake he made on the last ball, where he got a little bit too full, and Tanvir Afzal jumped all over it and knocked him for a 6 over mid-on. So look for this to be back of a length, maybe with some changes of pace. Oh, and that's worked away through fine leg. That'll go for 4. Ahan Trivedi tracing after it, but will be in vain. Atkinson Iqbal getting 2 straight, whipped off his hip, down past fine leg for 4. Much needed boundary for the Pakistan Association Cricket Club.
But he's not going to miss any opportunity to get Tanvir Afzal because he's a very, very aggressive, and he does have a very good hitting zone as well. Advantage. He's basically facing Atkinson on a small.
Well, he
end.
puts pressure on the bowlers, right? He's always
Yeah.
coming at you. He's trying to hit you out of the attack, and with that, you can bring about some bad balls. And Tanvir Afzal is a master at putting off the bowler and asking the bowler to bowl to him. You know, he's fantastic at that stuff. So, boundary earlier in the over. The pressure's back on Atkinson Iqbal here. He will look to bounce back quickly. Well bowled there and knocked into the offside for a single, and misfielded by Dan Pascoe, but no damage done.
So far, he's been bowling on a very good line, actually, short of length, bringing the ball in, varying the pace as well at the same time. Let's see what happens next ball. Bubba Hyatt is on the crease now.
Atkinson to Bubba Hyatt. Short of a length again, and Bubba is defending back to the bowler for no run. I think
6
just
runs
with the
so far,
wicket,
5
it's
balls.
quite hard to line up if it's not really full. You know, if it's just into the wicket,
Yep.
it's hard for them to take on the shot, you know, and hit on the up. I don't think it's that sort of wicket. So
Unless you play out of your crease.
Correct.
The wicketkeeper is up, so he
yeah,
doesn't have that.
again
luxury
same ball, very well bowled there by Atkinson, just running his fingers across. And brings an end to the 9th over. The score has moved on to 4 for 43. Looks like Waqas Barkat will continue here for the KCC.
It was a really good over after getting hit basically boundary on a second ball. Only 6 runs in a whole over. You looks like a very big fan of Waqas Barkat as well.
Oh, look, I love great fielders. I just think it's an area of the game in the last 20 or 30 years, and he makes it look easy
Yeah.
as he comes from the bowling green end, and that's gone high and wide, down to long off. Batsman come back for the second. Certainly didn't make pure contact there, Afzal, but a handy 2 runs.
But that's what Tanvir Afzal's game. So he's not going to basically wait too long. So he's going to be looking for all those opportunities he get to grab.
And as mentioned earlier, I think Chris Carter's really in the game here, the KCC wicketkeeper. Tanvir will advance down the track, so stumping definitely coming into play here.
I think it's a very positive from the both sides. Good for Pakistan club to have some runs, and at the same time is opportunity for bowler to get the wicket. There you go.
And a play and a miss. Barkat giving the batsman not fighting anything up there. He's going to be bowling pretty flat here.
I think KCC bowlers they're bowling very smart so far, except the one over Azaz Khan bowled. He was slightly up in the second over.
And cut away down to the deep cover, deep point boundary there for 1.
And I would say another thing which is done really nice today is Jamie Atkinson. He set the field very, very nicely done. He knows exactly the batsman's styles and set the field accordingly, and the bowler's bowling according to the field.
And that's gone high and wide
Opportunity
to
there.
deep cover. Oh,
missed it.
the fielder has misjudged that. Fallen just short. Who is that down there? Is it Simandeep Singh?
Simandeep.
Yes, he didn't move early at that one, Afzal, and
It was a big opportunity.
ended up having to lunge at it, and unfortunately made a bit of a meal of it in the end.
Yeah, could have been an easy catch for a Norm if he
He just didn't pick it up early at all.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
and
another
that's a-
opportunity.
That's a drop catch there by the keeper, I feel.
Yeah.
Looked like a thickish edge.
As you always say, it's
and
all
Chris-
happening in KCC.
It is all happening here at the KCC. Unfortunately for Chris Carter, couldn't quite glove that one, so really, Afsal too, enormous chances here missed by the KCC.
Both batsmen has given one opportunity to bowler.
And that has gone straight, and that has gone hard, and that has gone for 6. Well, Afsal, we've just seen here KCC not taking their chances.
Yeah.
2 real gettable opportunities to get Baba Hyatt out, and he smashes them straight down the ground for 6.
And that's 53
And that is 50 as well. Is that 50 as well, is it?
for the team.
Okay, for Pakistan Association. Well, that's got to really hurt the bowler, Barkat,
He
there.
definitely was a very, very good bowler. Very good over he bowled. Brilliant line. But it's not that easy to get opportunity against quality batsmen like Babar Hayat and Tanveer Afzal, who's a very clean hitter.
And it looks
They both
like
give
here
an
we're
opportunity.
going to have a change of bowling at the KCC Pavilion here with Hong Kong national skipper Azaz Khan. This is a crucial spell here, Afsal.
Very, very important.
He got a little bit of tap in his first over from the other end. See what he can do
And
here.
that was against Babar Hayat, and he's facing again him. And they're both very close family friends as well. Played all their cricket together. They know each other so well. So let's see what Azaz come up with.
Bowler and skipper just taking their time here to try and get the field right. As mentioned in that last over, a couple of missed opportunities there for the KCC. A caught behind, went to Chris Carter. Fortunately, he put it down. And one that was skied out in the deep to Simandeep Singh, and unfortunately misjudged it. A comparison after 10 overs here at the KCC. The KCC were 2 for 42. They had 36 dot balls in that particular area of play, versus Pakistan Association 4 for 53 with 36 dots. So same amount of dots, Afsal. 2 for 42 versus 4 for 53. Who do you see's ahead of the game at the moment?
So far, as I've been saying for last maybe 9 overs, KCC basically ahead at the moment.
Would be worrying to skipper Jamie Atkinson, the 2 chances that they've given to Baba Hyatt that over. He's a player you can't give too many chances to.
Maybe,
And off the thigh pad there, adjudicated by umpire Venka.
but that all depends on an end result at the end. You know, if Babar make the game out of it, definitely. But if they get another opportunity and get him out, then it's going to be a different story altogether.
Absolutely, captain of Hong Kong Azaz Khan here, coming in bowling from the KCC Pavilion end to Tanveer Afzal, who's made his intentions very clear, and he will keep going. And he's been bowled, and he's tried to pull that one away, and he has been castled. Tanveer Afzal goes 21. Azaz Khan, the oldest trick in the book. You miss, I hit. The score is now 5 for 54. Pakistan Association in all sorts of trouble.
Well, that's what we discussed earlier. Who is the quickest bowler in Hong Kong? So this was the answer.
Look, I think with his R's, and he's been on the speed gun in international tournaments. You know, he bowls somewhere around that 130, 135 area, so he's quick enough.
He was very close to 140
140, yeah.
in 2010 with under 19 World
Was
Cup.
that the New Zealand?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
Of course,
that.
he offered better wickets over
Yeah,
there. Plus he
they're a
was-
lot quicker, bouncier wickets over there.
And they both were like him and Irfan Ahmed in that game. They both wanted to click 140, so they did it. They were so happy afterward. We were so close to beat England in that game. We were unlucky. With
Yes,
them.
I remember that one.
Jamie Atkinson, Zakir Khan, and Mark Chapman had a very good goal. Only Mark Chapman, I think, when he got out on 42, we lost the opportunity to win the match. Otherwise, could have been different story altogether.
And a shout out to Mark Chapman playing his cricket over there in New Zealand. Is he playing for Canterbury? Is it Canterbury he's playing for?
Auckland, I think he's
Or
playing
Auckland,
for.
is it?
Auckland he's been playing for. Had a very good season last year. This year I think he's going through some injury. Missing few matches now.
I believe he got 150 a few weeks ago.
Is
I
it?
think I read in the news, yeah. Terrific player, Mark Chapman. Former Hong Kong national player, and made his way over to New Zealand and actually got
Hong Kong
he's a
international
capped
100
player
years,
now.
like
So,
ODI 100 he scored for Hong Kong. He was the first ODI 100 for Hong Kong.
Absolutely, and that brings to the crease Daniel Bakari.
Daniel Bahari,
Bahari, yep. So
left-hander batsman, very
left-hander
very
batsman.
aggressive again. So
we saw him bowl as 4 overs earlier on, right arm off spin, but obviously bats left-handed, and it'll be Azaz coming in to bowl to him. And that's nicked down, it's out, first ball, he's nicked one. Chris Carter's in the game, Azaz Khan loves it, he's up and about.
Well,
First ball, flashing outside the off stump. Daniel Bakari, he goes. And Pakistan Association are crumbling here. Baba Hyatt at the other end, can't believe it. 6 for 54.
And
Short and wide outside off stump, and nicked through to Chris Carter.
and a hat-trick ball now, Matty.
We have seen hat-tricks this season. Ahan Trivedi with a Premier League hat-trick as a 16-year-old. Jay Davidson on a hat-trick today, nearly getting Baba Hyatt out first ball, just landing short of third man.
is it Anas Khan?
And I believe this might be Sunny Singh.
Yes. Right.
So this will be Sunny Singh to the crease to face the hat-trick ball.
He had a very good record against KCC. Every time he
Sunny
batted
Singh is
against KCC, he scored
every
runs.
game on Sundays we play against Pakistan Association. They win 9 down, and he hits the winning runs. It happens every year. I don't think I've beaten Pakistan Association for 5 years.
They have had the wood on the KCC for the last few years, for sure.
So Azaz looking at a prestigious hat-trick. Happens very rarely in cricket. Where's he going to bowl this one, Matty? Where are you bowling a hat-trick ball?
Well, for mine, fulling at the stumps.
Yes.
Hit the stumps.
Yorker, especially for somebody of Sunny who want to hit the ball.
Just getting his field sorted here.
No slip-in.
Interesting one there.
Azaz comes in for the hat-trick ball. And he's worked away to fine leg. Got a little bit too straight there, Azaz, but worked down to fine leg for a single by Sunny Singh.
So Baba Hyatt here, 6 down. He's really got to take control of the reins here. And what are your thoughts? He's got to get it. He's got to get after.
Well, I think obviously he needs someone about with him. He needs a willing and able partner at the other end.
But he had done it in the past individually, single-handedly. He had won matches for the teams he had played.
While Baba Hyatt is at the crease, this game is not
on.
over. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally agree with you, mate.
And that's well bowled and defended down. Misfield, unfortunately, there for Azaz, and they scamper through for a single down towards mid-on.
Yes, there's no questioning Baba Hyatt's ability. He can score extremely quickly, and yeah, while he's out there, the candle of hope continues to flicker.
So the end of the 11th over here, the score is now 6 for 56. KCC in the driver's seat, but as we've said, with Baba Hyatt at the crease, anything can happen. Stay tuned for what should be an exciting finish here at Coxido.
He's the only batsman we have in Hong Kong who have played basically franchisee cricket in different countries. Canada, America, Nepal.
And it's going to be a change of bowling here. Wakas Barkat out of the attack, and he's going to be replaced by
Dan, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one will.
For those of you that followed that, it's Dan Pascoe. Again, a great bowling change here by Captain Jamie Atkinson. Getting his premier spinner back into the attack. 2 right-handed batsmen. The ball will be spinning away from them. The long boundary, it'll be difficult for Bubba to try and take him downtown, but he will try. And that one's pushed back to the bowler then, Dan Pascoe. Bubba very circumspect. The run rate's really getting up now, getting towards the sort of 10 and over. Oh, that's 4 runs to Baba Hyatt. Dan Pascoe looking to bowl almost a bit of an arm ball there, I would say.
Yeah, just too much width there to the batsman, and a player of Hyatt's class, he's going to put that away more often than not.
He found the gap between backward point and sort of short third man. A much needed boundary there by Baba Hyatt for the Pakistan Association Cricket Club. And this one pushed into the offside for a quick run, and Barkart, you don't take him on. A fantastic bit of fielding by Wackers Barkart. One-handed pickup at point, rifles it into the keeper. Sunny Singh just making his ground. We've said before in the stream, for those that have been following, you don't often get a run to Barkart.
He's right on top of that 30-yard circle, so it's not that close. It's basically,
Yes, he's quite deep there at
yeah,
point.
it's very deep. Otherwise, could have been different story.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Sunny Singh plays this. Few fielders out, he can knock the singles around, potentially just trying to give the strike back to Bubba Hyatt would be the order of the day.
PACC might try the arm ball here to the new batsman.
So that's another cotton ball opportunity. Let's see. Oh,
He's floated that one up.
A lot slower there from Dan Pascoe. Fantastic bowling. You can see when he let the ball go, it went above the eye line and inviting Sunny Singh to take him on, but Sunny Singh holding himself back, I should say. That is a fantastic ball by Dan Pascoe, spinning past the outside edge. Luckily for Sunny Singh, the back foot did not move. Carter taking the bails, but the batsman in his crease. Brings it into the 12th over. The score is 6 for 61. So interesting to see if Zars bowls out here.
Oh, he's only bowled 2 overs.
Oh, sorry, yeah, okay, he's only bowled 2.
So maybe one more, and then one for the death.
Yeah, it looks like it might be Azaz Khan will bowl again here.
So the run rate required now just a shade over 9, which is in itself not a massive problem, but the wickets in hand potentially are. So, yeah, Bubba Hyatt now facing with the opportunity to go to the shorter end.
Some would say Bubba or bust.
Bubba or bust.
Oh yeah, we'll do a score update. And that's whipped into the leg side for a single. We're going to do a around the grounds. Right on the tip of my tongue. So over at Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground in Ho Man Tin, the score is 89 for 3 USRC in reply to the 161 posted by Little Silent. It is in the 16th over there, so a good 73 runs required in 4 overs, so looking very unlikely over there. Curiously, are only 3 down, so...
Well, miracles do happen, Matty, but perhaps not at Ho Man Tin today. I think they've left themselves a little bit too much to do.
Absolutely, yeah. So 51 from 41 balls for Umar Muhammad. Akbar Khan 10 from 20. So not sure what he's doing.
Unlucky.
So that is almost played on, but not quite. So yeah, a bit of a comparison for KCC after 12 overs. KCC were 3 for 59 after 12 overs, and as we know, Pakistan was 6 for 61. So runs not really the issue; it's the wickets there that are causing all the problems for Pakistan Association.
But the thing is, Pakistan club, all the people who had to bat, they all can bat, especially Anas Khan and Ishtaq and Hamad is playing today.
Well, and that one's nearly chopped on as well. Azar's just bowling back of a length. Sunny Singh trying to knock it into the offside to get off strike, but could only succeed in inside edging it down into his own feet, and Azar's ran through and has followed through to stop the run. Yeah, I think it's just a case of Sunny Singh trying to get off strike at the moment. Bubba needs to face the majority of balls here for Pakistan Association to have a chance. So all Sunny Singh needs to be looking to do is just rotate the strike, knock it into the leg side. There's gaps everywhere. There's fielders on the boundary. Easier said than done, though. And that was off the pad, I believe. Trying to whip that away to the leg side. Must have been going down. No appeal from the bowler. Squirts out to a tee-kick bowl at short third man. Another great over here for Bazaz. Just the one run from this over so far. Really putting the clamps on. Fantastic captaincy by Jamie Atkinson to bring back his premier fast bowler at this time of the innings and sniff out any chance Pakistan Association may have. And that one's hit to cover for, again, no run. And rifled in on the bounce by Wakas from 20 yards. Yeah, interesting. We haven't seen the left arm pace of Ashley Cuddy just yet. Usually comes in and bowls from the short end. Potentially maybe an injury issue when he took half of the KCC ground out when he tried to field the ball a couple of overs ago.
Well, I think Captain Jamie Atkinson will have to make a decision where he looks to bring on Ashley Caddy or the young superstar spinner Ahan Trivedi.
And that's a magnificent over there from Azaz Khan, just going for the single run. The score is 6 for 62 from 13 overs. Yes, absolutely. Ahan Trivedi obviously didn't get a bowl last game, but came off 2 fantastic bowling performances in the first 2 games. I think the only thing working against young Ahan at the moment is 2 right-handed batsmen in. Prefers, obviously, as an off-spinner to bowl to the left-handed batsman. Only right-handed batsman in now, so that may work against his chances of bowling today.
He only needed 3 balls to Kutsi out.
Correct, yeah, correct. He had Martin Kutsi out last week. I think he had Kimchit Shah out in a Sunday game as well, yeah. So he's a beautiful bowler to left-handers. Dan Pascoe is going to bowl out here, so he's going to bowl his 4th over. Jamie Atkinson really putting the foot on the throat of the Pakistan Association Cricket Club batsman by bowling his best bowler out inside the 15 overs. And there's a big appeal for LBW here.
Umpire Thompson unmoved. Now a lot of people don't know, Matty, that Dan the Man Pascoe is actually a professor here in Hong Kong, a lecturer.
He's a professor.
A very smart man.
He is a legal professor, I believe.
He's a legal professor, that's correct. But his impact on games here at the KCC, playing for the KCC, has been quite profound. Some might actually call it the Pascoe effect. Can be more contagious than COVID even, man.
He certainly brings a lot on the field. A little less off the field, but on the field, a fantastic performer for a number of years for the KCC. He's often here at the club, working till midnight, marking papers and whatnot. He's a true professional in every sense of the word. And does enjoy a nice glass of vino after he finishes a game, never before.
Nothing wrong with that, Matt. He's also a great mentor to some of our young cricketers. Just the way he prepares for games, the way he goes about it, true professional.
And again, we saw this, a mirror of the last ball of the last over, where it spun past the outside edge and Sunny Singh seemed to move his back foot, but obviously kept it grounded for long enough so as to not be stumped. He's really having a difficult time out here, Sunny Singh. Yeah, a really difficult time from Sunny Singh. He's faced the 9 balls and he's only managed to score 1 run. Not really what Pakistan Association need just at the moment. And that one's again pushed through and he's defended it back. Interesting tactics here from Sunny Singh is obviously trying to take the game as deep as possible and give himself a chance at the back end to score. But I think the order of the day might be rotating the strike a little bit more. 10 balls for...
They're looking for the big shots only, and he's very good between long on and mid wicket, so he's not getting the ball in his area where he normally goes.
And that's found the outside edge again.
And it's not enough pace on the ball either, so it's not very easy to hit.
And that's an end of the legal advisor, the Professor Dan Pascoe, 4 overs, 3 for 11.
And what we've seen here, Matty, is just 2 consecutive miserly overs here. 1 from Azaz Khan, 1 from Dan Pascoe, and all of a sudden we've seen that required run rate move up from 9 to 12 now.
Yes.
So really, it's go time for Pakistan Association. I think any sort of thought of them being able to end this quickly and improve their net run rate, I think that's now well and truly put to bed. It's about winning this cricket game, so they really need to get on with it.
Absolutely, and it'll be Atik who will come back into the attack here.
That's his 3rd over.
He's currently bowled 2 overs, done for 14, so this will be his 3rd over. Jay Davison still with 1 in the bank, Azaz Khan still 1 in the bank, and Wakas Sparkart has 2. So interesting to see how skipper Jamie Atkinson rotates his bowlers from here. interesting that Ashley Caddy's still warming up, still hasn't had a bowl.
They may look to the youngster here, Ahan Trivedi. I've just got a feeling that spin might be the order of the day, but let's see.
Well, spin to win, as they say.
Spin to win, Matty. Might be
That's
a wide.
that's going to be called wide down the leg side. Nice little bit of keeping there from Chris Carter and prevented any additional wides. So our stats guru sent us through in the last 4 overs. They have scored 10 runs for 2 wickets. I mean, that's 6. That's
That's gone a long way.
That's a big 6 short of the length.
Bye.
Short of a length, and Sunny Singh has sat back and he has pulled that over mid-wicket for a big 6 towards the restaurant and balcony area. Much needed 6 for Pakistan Association.
Well, that's his area to go, and I think all the bowlers know him. I don't know why they still bowl him into the stump. Basically, you have to bowl outside the off stump and short of length to him.
Look, I totally agree with you, Afsal, and really after this over, there's only 2 more overs to be bowled at this end, so they've really got to make hay while the sun shines, where they've got an opportunity with this short boundary.
I believe they will target this end. I think they have to. The run rate required's up at
Around the 12 mark.
it is exactly 11.64. A tick again to Sunny Singh, who leans back and punches it to cover, where Waqas Barkat fields beautifully and prevents any run.
Wise decision not to take on the Barkat arm.
Again, this is what we were talking about with Sunny Singh at the moment. It's 6 or nothing. There's no rotation of the strike. He's getting bogged down and he's looking for the big release shot. And he's gone big again here towards deep square leg, and that's fielded by Simo, who made a bit of a mess of that, to be really honest, but swung away just for a single there. So with that, the run rate goes above the 12 runs and over required to win this game. That's 2 a ball, Afsal. Exactly 2 a ball, I think.
Yes.
That's worked into the leg side for a single. Well bowled there by Atik.
He has bowled only 3 bad balls in last 3 overs. So technically only 3 boundary he has given, especially bowling from a short end. It's not that easy.
Absolutely, and that's the end. That's the end of the over. It's 6-4-73.
Would you think they'd look to bring Barkat back into the attack here?
I believe it is going to be Waqas
Either
Barkat.
him or
Yep.
Ahan Trivedi.
No, it won't be Ahan. He's walking. Yeah, it'll be Waqas Barkat to bowl here. So obviously, I think with the 2 right-handers in, Jamie Atkinson's choosing for the ball to be spinning away from the bat.
Yes, better choice actually.
Yeah. Obviously, with the young off spinner coming in, bowling into the slot, maybe a little bit concerned Bubba Hyatt might have a bit of a field day there against the young, inexperienced off spinner. So he's choosing to go to his more experienced leg spin option in Waqas Barkat.
Basically, leg spinners are attacking bowlers. They are the wicket takers. They are the one who won matches for you. So I think it's a very good choice, especially from a long boundary.
And that's cut away, and that looks like it's going to go for 4.
Simo there.
Oh, Simandeep Singh makes them fantastic, and they're going to be a quick throw here.
Almost a collision there
Almost
between
a collision.
Batsman and keeper.
No, they know each other well, so it was cut away there to backward point. Simandeep Singh made some great yards out there on the boundary and saved a couple of runs in the end. So it's now or never now for Pakistan Association. They've got to go. 12.4 and over required. It's more than 2 a ball. And he's defended it.
Wrong one again.
He's treated with great respect there.
Interesting option, yeah.
Look, we've seen in other games here at the KCC, down at this short end, there's still 2 more overs to be bowled at this end. We've seen, it's possible to score 20 and over.
Well, Matty,
It's
I
possible.
was just going to say that. He's nicked it. That's going to go for 4. A fantastic bit of bowling from Waqas Barkat, but obviously at this time of the innings, no slip in place. It would have gone straight to a first slip, but he gets away with a cheeky boundary there to give them a little bit of ray of sunshine, a little bit of hope at the end of the rainbow there. I was just going to say, Matty, I think it's an over of 20. That's the only thing that's really going to get it done for him. Is one of the next 2 overs from this short end needs to go for 20 or 25.
And really Hyatt needs to be able to get some strike from that end.
Yeah. I mean, Sunny Singh needs to rotate the strike. That's what needs to happen. So Catch it.
That's
wicket.
high.
That's wicket.
And he's
He's
gone.
got it. Caddy. Ashley Caddy has taken a great catch. Bubba Hyatt's gone. Bubba Hyatt's gone. He's out. He's trying to go big. Waka Sparkhead has thrown it up again. And he's taken a leading edge towards cover. Backing back. Ashley Caddy never looked in doubt. Took a fantastic catch over his head. Falling backwards. And the big wicket of Bubba Hyatt. KCC well on top now. It's going to be difficult from here for Pakistan Association, Afzal.
KCC was always in the game since first over, but now I think it's very much like they're going to grab the game from now.
Absolutely.
Even though we have Anas Khan now walking in, he had a very good match last weekend against HKCC. Batted so well, can hit big shots. Very good batsman. Used to bat top of the order till last season. Let's see what he come up with. But I think it's like 12, 13 or 14 runs on this wicket. It's not that easy, as long as you're bowling in good areas.
Absolutely. The run rate required now above 13s. It's getting very difficult from here. Left-handed Anas Khan has come in, a very aggressive left-handed batsman, so they're going to still give this a shot, but it's looking less and less likely. The big wicket of Bubba Hyatt. Ashley Caddy never looked in doubt under that. A very, very fine fieldsman, and despite not getting a bowl today, he's contributed in a big way to this, to the result of this match potentially. Again, that's fired in a little bit quicker from Wakas, and that's defended back. That'll bring it the end to the over. The score is now 79 for 7 from 16 overs, 4 to go. So with this, obviously, Pakistan Association were defending champions from last year, beating KCC in the final here at KCC, and the backs are up against the wall. If they lose this game, they cannot make the finals.
They can if HKCC lose to USRC and they beat USRC.
So there is a small permutation that they might be able to. We are just going to go around the grounds here, right on the tip of my tongue. So over at Home and Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground, for those that haven't been listening, we're finished. There is a result. No, sorry, there's not. There's still an over to go. But it's 104 for 5 USRCR chasing 161. So a very unlikely, a very impossible 58 required for victory at 38.67 per over. So yeah, that's probably not happening. Yep. So it looks like Little Saiwan are going to win there. They're going to go to 1 win. USRC are going to go to remain on 0 wins. So it becomes a big game next week. HKCC playing USRC. If HKC win, they're in. If Pakistan Association beat Little Saiwan and HKC lose, they might be in. So there's a lot to play for next week, and we look forward to the coverage out there at Mission Road next week. And that's a massive hit. That has gone a long way. That's gone up towards the balcony and is stuck up under the net. Jay Davidson got full.
Nothing into the stump. You have to bowl outside off stump to Sunny Singh. We all know this.
Jay Davidson got 2 full there, and Sunny Singh just muscled it over mid-wicket for a big 6.
I think that's gone way over the net there, Matty. That's a big hit. You'll pick that one up at the Chili Crab restaurant down in Temple Street. That was a huge hit.
Going for the big swing again, and they're sending him back. Yeah, Matty, I mean, you mentioned Temple Street. A lot of great things happen on Temple Street. The Chili Crab's one of the better ones.
Very famous, Matty.
Yeah, famous for the Chili Crab, Temple Street. Famous for a few other things, but
A little bit rustic down there. A little bit outdoor dining.
yeah. Plastic chairs and plastic plates, but don't let that take away from the Chili Crab. Jay Davidson, the Namibian Nightmare, in again, and he's bowled him. He's played on a little nick there, and he's taken his middle stump out. That's it for Sunny Singh.
Slower ball there, Matty.
I felt like he bowled it into the wicket. Jay Davidson has continued on his impeccable form over the last few weeks. Another wicket for him.
Well, that's what we've come to know here from Jay. He's had an incredible tournament, really.
And it's, look, I don't like to go the early crow, but it's all over by the shouting. The fat lady, she is warming up.
Yes, the fat lady's larynx is definitely getting warmed up, mate.
Yeah, she's warming, mate. She's warming. So, KCC within 2 wickets of victory here. Jamie Atkinson has pulled all the right punches today. Brought back his best bowlers at the right times. And they have not let him down. Dan Pascoe, fantastic spell of bowling. Azaz Khan came back after a first over of 12 or 14 off it, and they've really put KCC in a position here to potentially host the final in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, it's certainly looking that way, Matty. KCC can get these last couple of wickets and wrap this up. They'll go through undefeated, and one would assume a home final.
Well, are we going to do basically the thing with David Warley?
Well, there's still some negotiations to go on in the background. I know there's a certain cricket club in Hong Kong who are pretty keen to host it, but look, we'll have those conversations in the background, and I'm sure the right decision will be made. Anyway, to the crease is. Do we know who this is?
Etisham.
This is Edisham. This is Edisham, who didn't get a bowl today, I don't believe.
No, I didn't bowl today.
Okay, so he's coming in at number 9 as a batsman. It's good on him. Defended there away from Davison, and he's
the roll!
Oh, mate, the Namibian Nightmare has never looked so nimble in his life.
I'm going to say that's an unnecessary roll, mate.
Yeah, that was a commando. So we have a confirmed result over at Ting Kwong Road Recreational Ground in Ho Man Tin. USRC 120 for 6 after their 20 overs. Fell short of Little Saiwan's 161. Ehsan Khan there, named player of the match for his fantastic 70-odd. And apparently bowled well. He took
4 overs, 1 for 21.
Yeah, 4 overs, 1 for 21. Tanvir Ahmed, the chief destroyer, came back hard after a bit of a poor outing with the ball last week to take 3 wickets for 28 runs, Tanvir Ahmed. So congratulations to him. I'm sure we'll be seeing that on social media during the week.
We're going to get a highlight package of that game.
Okay, well, we're into the last couple of overs here of this one, and I'm afraid a bit of the sting's gone out of it. 80 for 8, 86 for 8, my apologies. Wakas Barkat to bowl out his final over. My assumption would be Azaz Khan, captain of Hong Kong, will come in and bowl the 20th over. The 19th over from this end. I do have a comparison here after 16 overs. KCC starting to put their foot down, but we're 4 for 89. So again, the runs aren't really the issue. Pakistan Association were 7 for 79. So clearly some differentials there in terms of the wickets, which has been a major player. KCC also finished their last 4 overs scoring 45 runs thanks to a little cameo from Chris Carter and Simandeep Singh batting very deep into the innings. So just a little bit more professionalism from KCC today after a shaky start. Simandeep Singh really controlled the innings and had some willing and able partners along the way to put them up to a competitive 1-3 format.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think Simo Singh really did set the platform for the KCC innings. We needed someone there that could bat through near to the end of the innings, and he provided that after a slow start.
And that's stumped. Anas Khan is gone. He's walked straight past one. Chris Carter with the easiest of stumpings. Wakas Barkat gets his second wicket. A fantastic bit of bowling there from Wakas. Saw him coming down and just pulled it back. He now has 2. The score is 9 for 87. And a wicket on 87, as most of the Australians listening would know, it's a devil's number, 13 less than 100. Something always happens, Afsal.
So do you think we're going to be seeing a Handrivedi bowling 1 over in the next 2 overs?
I think I'd like to see the young fella get a bowl, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, if it goes that long, obviously they're 9 down now, so it's only the young Hassan Khan Mohammed. I wonder if he's wearing the sweatband under that helmet. That's something I might ask him about after the game. I'm not sure. Have you seen him bat before, Hassan? Or is it?
He's okay.
Yep.
He can bat. But not in a situation like this.
And the slip coming now into place. Teak
Oh, God.
has gone into first slip there.
And that's defended back by Hassan. Yeah, they'll be disappointed, Pakistan Association. They came here with high hopes. 2 wickets in the power play. Had KCC in a bit of trouble early and let it get away a little bit. Simandeep Singh batted very well, obviously, but had they restricted them to 100 or 120, and that one's cut away beautifully for 4. Fantastic
That's a fine
shot.
That was beautifully timed. Picked the gap magnificently. 4 straight off the bat.
A fantastic shot from Hassan. So yeah, look, they'll be a little bit disappointed with their performances. Obviously, last week against Hong Kong Cricket Club couldn't get the job done, and that's carried on their form to today. Take nothing away from KCC. I think they've been excellent, very professional in how they've gone about it. That's knocked a long off for a easy single to Hassan, who started well.
He looks very confident with the bat.
Very confident, yeah. That's the end of the over. That's the end of the 18th over. The score is 9 for 94. Just another mention to our sponsors. Green Ink, sponsor of the CHK T20 Premier League. Any clothing supplying needs in Hong Kong or abroad, whether it be for your cricket club or sports club, please get in contact with Cricket Hong Kong or with Green Ink directly. And we thank them for their support of this fantastic competition. So it looks like Atiq Iqbal is going to bowl the 19th over here. Beautifully bowled there, just in at the stumps, giving him nothing. And he's gone big.
Oh my!
Holy moly, that's gone into the boundary cafe. He got the length he was looking for. He swung that away over mid-wicket for a massive 6. Fantastic shot here from Hassan, who's just batted beautifully since he's come in. Obviously a very talented all-rounder, young fella. Bowled beautifully. Wants to bat a little bit higher up the order, I think. Exactly. Saying to his skipper, well, watch this, mate. And that's pulled away into the same area, a little bit shorter this time, and that'll be fielded by Jamie Atkinson there on the boundary. So with that, or with this result, basically all over, KCC will go through undefeated, 4 wins from 4 starts. Hong Kong Cricket Club with 2 wins, play USRC next week, so they're on 4 points.
Well, you'd expect them to win that game, Matty.
USRC haven't had a great time of it in the Premier League, so if Hong Kong Cricket Club do what they've been doing and win that game, they'll move to 6, and Pakistan Association and Little Saiwan both on 2 points. So really, and that one's pulled away again. Beautiful shot. So it's really in the Hong Kong Cricket Club's hands. If they win and beat USRC, which they should, it'll be a KCC versus HKCC final here at the home of cricket the weekend after. And if that does eventuate, we will be broadcasting out and selling tickets for that. The tickets should go pretty quickly, I would have thought.
Oh, maybe pay-per-view, Matty.
We'll try not to charge too much for those tickets. We'll also be putting on a bit of a bar there, a cash bar for any of the Hong Kong Cricket Club members who want to come along and watch. So stay tuned for further details about that.
Celebration of cricket, really.
Absolutely.
Great opportunity. So although mathematically possible with this last over, Pakistan Association needed 31 to win, mathematically possible, but pretty unlikely, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I've backed a few horses I thought were home actually over the years, and I've been wrong, so I won't make the call too early, but we are going to see Azaz Khan. So just, I mean, we mentioned earlier, will Ahan Trivedi get an over at the end? But I like this from Jamie Atkinson. It's foot on the throat stuff. He's got his 5 best bowlers, and he said, "You guys are the bowlers. You guys do the job." You know, we're not going to be gifting We're not going to be gifting any overs just because you turned up. You know, there'll be a few TFCs today. Don't worry about that. I think Ashley Caddy's probably got a TFC next to his door. Did have a catch actually. I apologise to him. And a great catch at that. Ahan Trivedi might have a bit of a TFC. And this has gone high. This is going to land safe.
I'll back the ball.
Yeah, it's going to land safe. Dan Pascoe running in. They're running for 2. Now they've set him back. And they run out. What a way to finish. What a way to finish. Confusion reigned. The ball went high. Pascoe tried to catch it. The 2 batsmen were coming back for 2. He fired it in. Azaz clawed it with one hand. And then whipped off the bails, and they were nowhere to be seen. So, well, a funny game of cricket and a funny way to end. I think is probably a good way to sum that up, Matt.
Yes, indeed, mate. And I do feel that the difference between the 2 sides today, I think both sides bowled very well. I think the difference between the teams was really Simon Singh's. I think it was 67 in the end that he got. He struggled a little bit early to get the scoreboard ticking, but once he got going, he really did prove his worth, and I think he was the difference today, mate.
Absolutely, I thought it was a classy knock from Simandeep Singh. Took his time to get going, gave himself a chance, really anchored the innings, giving KCC a more than competitive 134. Bowlers backed up, although Pakistan Association started very well with their bowlers. Tanvir Afzal up front bowled beautifully. The left arm spin of Yasser Mirza and Anas Khan bowled beautifully and gave them a chance. But look, Simandeep Singh, I think, took the game away from Pakistan with his knock and really set the game up for KCC. And we've said it a few times on the feed, just a very professional performance by KCC's bowlers and the captaincy from Jamie Atkinson, making all the right moves at the right time, bringing on his best bowlers when he needed to. And KCC were just far too good today for Pakistan Association, and they go through undefeated, as we mentioned. So, should we go through the
Scorecard?
So I'll go through the batting scorecard really quickly here. Bubba Hyatt, obviously opening up, batted very well for his 40 from 42. Probably a few too many dot balls there from Bubba, and a few big shots. Bilal never got going, 2 from 8. Hamid Khan caught behind in controversial circumstances for a duck. Yasser Mirza hit a full toss back at Pascoe for 5. Zishan Ali was crazily run out by Bubba Hyatt, who just hit it to cover and took off. Tanvir Afzal batted very well for his 20 and went for one big shot too many. Daniel Bakari was stumped trying to get on with it off the first ball. Manjinder Singh, 14 from 20, a bit of an interesting innings there from him, 2 sixes in that. Probably needed to rotate the strike and be a little bit more active. And then it fell away pretty quickly towards the end with Anas Khan 2, Eda Sham 7, and Hassan, who was run out at the end for 12. So bowling wise, the pick was Dan Pascoe, 3 for 11 from his 4. Wakas Barkar bowled beautifully, 2 for 26. Azaz Khan 2 for 18, and Jay Davison chipped in for 1 wicket for 14 there. So he continues his good form, and KCC will be very happy with their effort, and they'll be very confident going into a final in a couple of weeks' time. Matt, any final thoughts from you?
No, look, I think KCC had it all to play for today. Going through the qualifying rounds undefeated, just guaranteeing that grand final spot and home final, very, very important for them. I'm looking forward to the last home and away games, seeing how they unfold. All to do now for the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Although we are of the opinion that they certainly should beat USRC, it's not done till it's done. So there's still a little bit of work ahead of them.
Absolutely. So with that, we'll finish today's coverage of the match. It's been fantastic to bring it to you on behalf of myself, Matt Stiller, and my partner in crime here, Mr. Matthew Collins. It's been a pleasure, and we look forward to a couple of weeks' time being back here at the home of cricket for the final.
Cheers, Matty.
See you then.